The reviews are in, and the 2023 Glimmerglass Festival is a resounding triumph. The Glimmerglass Festival is a world-renowned summer opera and musical theater festival that's been presenting innovative, rare, and familiar works of opera and classic Broadway for nearly 50 years in a summer-long celebration of the arts. Located just minutes from Cooperstown, Glimmerglass is an easy day trip from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley. This year's festival runs through August 20th, with productions that speak to the aspirations, curiosity, and passions of growing up, and what can happen when life doesn't always play along. Visit glimmerglass.org to purchase tickets for Puccini's La Boheme, Bernstein's Candide, Gounod's Romeo and Juliet, Handel's Rinaldo, and a world premiere youth opera. There's still time for you to make the Glimmerglass Festival a highlight of your summer experiences in the Cooperstown region. Truly a one-of-a-kind summer destination and just a short drive from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley. Join us and see for yourself why there's no place quite like Glimmerglass.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This is Keeler on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
Okay, it's Friday morning, or hell, I don't know what you would describe this morning as, but it's going to be hot today. Temperature's going up to 90 degrees, and this is what happens when a artificial intelligence takes over, and you have no control of your of the controls, and the computer runs everything. It's unbelievable. But here we are. We'll do the best we can, making our way through. Sitting with me here this morning is our man, Ben, who you probably haven't met or heard from all that much. Hi, Ben. Good morning.
Hey, Bill. How's it going?
Ben will do news from time to time here on the station. Davey is off this morning, and that's when all hell breaks loose. So, all right. I want to talk about a couple of things. There's a story up on our website at WIBX950.com. You getting yourself set up over there? And you'll probably need the mouse over here. Both of them. There's 2 of them dangling. I don't know how they do it in the morning, but pull them over there, all right? There's a cool story up on our website at WIBX950.com, and it is all in regards to the Baseball Hall of Fame that went on over the weekend. Don Leibel has a great story, and Don, just like in the old days, back in 1983, is here for the rescue. This is like a throwback, Don. Good morning.
Good morning. No, listen, you started off with Sister Sledge. Now, that took me back to being a young teenager in my friend Bobby Kessler's basement. I'm playing Spin the Bottle, and I kissed Linda Chester, and the rest is history, baby. That brings it back. That gets me going in the morning.
And the rest is history. Don, really cool story. Talk about your Hall of Fame story that's up on our website right now.
Oh, people that saw Fred McGriff go into the Hall of Fame this past week, and you could tell on any interview he does, he's always smiling, always pleasant, just down to earth kind of people you root for in life. Well, Fred lives. I'm in Southwest Florida. I'm about 45 miles south of Tampa, where Fred lives, and I know there's all in this area so many ball players, retired ball players, and if you want a story, it's not hard to dig to find one. And when I was thinking of Fred, the first person that came to my mind was Dave Magadan. Now, some people remember him. He played for 16 years in the big leagues, but he came up in 1986 with the Mets. He played 10 games, and by golly, he got a World Series ring. And he's been a coach throughout the years, and up until last year, Dave was a hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies. Mm-hmm. So I gave him a call last week to find out his take on Fred McGriff.
Yeah.
And I learned so much. I mean, he and Fred are very good friends, and when Fred got voted in, elected, I should say, last December, Dave was one of the first people Fred called and said, please be in Cooperstown for me for my big time. And so 2 days before that Hall of Fame weekend on Wednesday last week, I spoke with Dave Magadan and told me so many wonderful stories about how each off season they would hit together, they would work out together. When they were kids, they played in the same Little League. They played in the same American Legion. In fact, in 1981, Dave Magadan was American Legion Player of the Year. He was supposed to come to Cooperstown to get his award at the Hall of Fame game. However, that was the year of the strike, so he waited an extra year. It came in 1982, and lo and behold, when he got his award, that game that year was the New York Mets, who he would soon play for, and the Chicago White Sox. So Dave had some experience of being in Cooperstown. He was going to stay at the Otis Saga. He was flying into Syracuse, and I was telling him, get off the thruway in Herkimer. It's your best shot.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he talked about always being around Fred and their friendship. I make it out to be somewhat like The Sandlot. People have seen that movie where they're always together, always helping one another. And even now where Fred's 59 and Dave is 60 years old, it's always been like riding a bicycle for them. It's been a continual friendship. And it was so great just hearing this about how they were to be together again now on Fred's big moment in Cooperstown. So that's what the article is based around. And I also work in a little bit because Dave's first cousin and godfather is Lou Piniella. Their mothers are sisters. And it just so happens to be this coming December. In the fall, there's going to be a final list for the era committee that the Hall of Fame will vote on for executives, umpires, and managers. And a lot of people think Lou Piniella will be on that final list for December. The last time he was, I believe it was 3 years ago, he missed by one vote to get in the Hall of Fame as a manager. So I touched on that subject for him. I did not put that in the article because I'm holding it for a more timely time to publish that. But it's a great story. Not because I wrote it. Their friendship is a great story. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there this year. I would have loved to be around there. Another one of Fred's good friends in baseball, Mark Lemke from Utica, he made it down to Cooperstown. Back in December, I did a story on WIBX950.com about Mark Lemke, talking about how happy he was that Fred got in. Well, Mark made the trip from his home in Florida, and he was there in Cooperstown this weekend. So it's a brotherhood, and it's just a wonderful story between the two of them.
And you can see the story up on our website at WIBX950.com. Don, I also wanted to ask you, last night, during the Mets game, the Mets win over Washington, they traded reliever David Robertson, who is one of the bright spots in the Mets bullpen. This probably means the season has come to a conclusion. There's no more hope to make, although the players are talking about making it to the playoffs. I don't think the front office thinks they're going to get there.
Yeah, and like you, I'm a diehard Met fan, but I think, the players have to say what they have to say, but I think it's, as a fan, it's a huge disappointment this year. If it was up to me, Verlander and Scherzer, that anybody, if I could make a deal for them, I certainly would, because I think, and I could be wrong, I got caught up like maybe other people did in the off season when we got Verlander. I said, this is going to be great. But I was thinking about what they've done in the past, maybe not what they can do this season. And this season, maybe age is catching up with them. Maybe it's just a funk that the whole team has been in. But to see for them to let Robertson go, who I think has been their mainstay in the bullpen, I think that's the signal that anybody, most people could be sold.
The season is officially a failure. Yeah, I mean, you're right. And now Scherzer and Verlander are both actually, as of late, been pitching really well. It's really about the offense, getting the bats going when they play these close games, and
you're exactly right when it comes to the bats. Now, I don't remember when it became okay that people say, well, average doesn't count, and if everybody, it seems like so many people in the league are batting 200, 220, under 200. I mean, when you have McNeil batting so low, when you have Alonso batting close to 200, Lindor hasn't had the season that he should have. He's got a low batting average. Look at Batty, even
Beatty,
it's great to have him this year, but again, really low batting average. There's no offense.
There's no offense, and a team that's really built for offense. It's just even Alonso has been hot and cold. I mean, it's just been a really, really rough start to this season. They could have waited a little while longer. I mean, football season hasn't gotten underway, although Davey is out. We'll be in Buffalo this weekend for the Bills training camp. One more thing, Don. New York City yesterday, one of the hot spots in the country in terms of major cities, will be very hot today with temperatures going up into the upper 80s to low 90s and very humid weather today. What's it like down there? Down, by the way, is in Florida.
And I go, ho hum.
Yeah.
Usually where I'm located, right on the Sarasota-Bradenton border, at night the low for the last several weeks has been 80, and during the day we've been up to 95 or a little higher. I mean, if you keep your car parked somewhere, it's well over 100 degrees. I saw a news story yesterday on the local Spectrum channel here where some places in the state, the ocean water has been 100 degrees.
Wow.
They were saying
I saw
how
that.
the coral was being affected by how hot it's been. But, fortunately here we have, central air and swimming pools. Otherwise, it'd be rough. But like I said, the low is usually about 80.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we talk about the heat, but nothing like what you're seeing down there, and really hot spots around the country. But can you imagine the ocean water being 101 degrees? That was what the water was the other day along the Keys and in that area of Florida. It's unbelievable. So
it's really, at times, if you go into a pool towards the end of the day or the middle of the day, it's not relaxing because it's like stepping into soup.
Yeah.
There's no cooling off. Like right now is when people are out doing their walking, their running, whatever. The sun has not come up yet. It comes up about 5 minutes to 7 today, because once that sun comes up, you don't want to be outside.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there. All right, Don, great stuff. Thank you, Don, for joining us here this morning. We appreciate it.
And just let me give you a quick preview. Next week, we'll have a story up on Scott Rowland, the other person going into the Hall of Fame. And he has a great background story that I'm diving into, so I'm sure people will want to look at that.
All right, good stuff. Don, thanks. Have a great weekend, Don.
You too, Bill.
And try to stay cool. There in Florida. Not all that easy. We'll break and come back at 6:34. Coming up, Willie Waffle. We'll look into the weekend, streaming, what's great to stream, and, of course, the movies. We went to an actual movie theater movie for the first time this week, and we'll talk about the movie Oppenheimer with Willie as well coming up in a second. Ben, you ready to do this? Yeah. We'll break and come right back. Stand by at 6:34 at WIBX.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget. Or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at hnhmedicalny.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Check out Mattress Express's grand opening of their new superstore in New Hartford, 4488 Commercial Drive next to Pet Supply Plus, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Hybrid, Purple, Puffy, The Number Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. Stop in, open 7 days a week.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. All month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is celebrating America with their Made in America sale. Stop in today and explore their extensive inventory and their many new arrivals for every room in your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse style, and traditional. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or Gold Bond flippable mattresses. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally for free of charge, or you can pick it up yourself from the showroom. So stop in to Adirondack Home Furniture today and celebrate America with the Made in America sale going on now. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Join the Indium Corporation family. Indium Corporation has immediate openings for production operators and more at its local facilities. Attend our job fair from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 1st at the Burstone Inn located at 1777 Burstone Road in New Hartford. All levels of experience are welcome, and on-the-spot offers will be made to qualified candidates with a $200 sign-on bonus. Benefits include varied shifts, competitive pay, and a safe work environment. Learn more at jobs.indium.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station, WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, it's Friday morning and a hot one on the way. We're going to get up there with a great deal of humidity today and temperatures up to near 90 degrees, if not better than 90 degrees. And then we have some rain tomorrow, and things cool off just a little bit. It'll be in the 70s over the weekend and a little bit cooler for the next couple of days going forward. Let's see. I guess I'm just answering calls here on the fly. Ben and I plowing through here this morning. Good morning. You're on the radio. Who's this?
Well, hello, Bill.
Yes, it's Stefan. Hello, Stefan. Good morning.
Hello, Bill.
What's going on?
Last night I was at a Utica Blue Sox game.
You were there?
Yes, I was, and Jim Rondinelli was there as well.
Very nice. It's like we're taking attendance this morning. Beautiful.
Yes, and the Blue Sox won both games of a doubleheader last night, and they made the playoffs, and they have a playoff game Monday night.
Oh, it's already playoff time there, right? Being that it's a college league. So,
yes.
Well, that's funny because this morning, I think there's rumors that the Utica Rome Mohawk Valley Sports Hall of Fame is going to be inducting the 83 Utica Blue Sox into their Hall of Fame. And I believe in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Joanne Gerace, who was the GM at that time back there. And I was working with the Little Falls Mets back in 1983. There was a huge rivalry between the two teams and a lot to talk about. Pretty cool. So
yes, and it looks like the New York Mets today could be sellers making the trade of David Robertson.
Yeah, that's a big loss right there. That's really an admission that the season is over. I really, right? I mean, how else do you look at it?
Right.
Yeah. All right, Stefan, I'm glad you made it to the game. Nice job. Have a wonderful weekend and stay cool.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
All right, man. As I said, coming up, Willie Waffle. We'll get to Willie. This weekend is Honor America Days, and we'll speak with Jackie Izzo about that coming up. In the news here this morning, a couple of big stories, an enormous story that we haven't talked about yet. The Roman Catholic Diocese, the Syracuse Diocese, has reached a settlement in a bankruptcy case, and they'll be paying survivors of their sexual abuse cases upwards of $100 million. The settlement's the second largest by the Catholic Church and its affiliates in any Roman Catholic bankruptcy case, according to a news release from the attorneys there. Together, the attorneys represent over 120 sex abuse survivors that are in the Syracuse Diocese, which would include our area here. The announcement came yesterday in a joint news release from the diocese and the official committee of unsecured creditors. The diocese filed for bankruptcy days after 38 people filed lawsuits against them, alleging sex abuse by priests. At the time of the filing, Bishop Douglas Lucia said in court records that diocese officials filed for bankruptcy in order to respond to the Child Victims Act claims. The settlement, as we said, is upwards of $100 million. That's a big, big deal, of course. In the music world, one of the founding members of the Eagles died on Wednesday. Randy Meisner was the original bass player and sang one of their biggest hits. He was the lead singer on Take It to the Limit. He was 77 years old. The band posted the statement on their website that read, The Eagles are sad to report that founding member, bassist, and vocalist Randy Meisner passed away due to complications from COPD. He quit the band after Hotel California due to infighting. And here he is along with Joe Walsh, Don Henley, and Glenn Fry talking about the split back there in the mid-'70s. Here we go.
All I want to see is five guys happy playing together, and that's what makes music.
Randy never knew how great he was. He wasn't alpha. Confrontations were really hard for him.
We were backstage and the crowd was going wild. And our encore number was Take It to the Limit. People loved that song. They went crazy when Randy hit those high notes. But Randy didn't want to do the song that night. He'd been up partying all night. And Glenn kept trying to talk him into it. He said, man, the people want to hear that song. You got to do it. And Randy kept saying no.
And the audience, who'd been waiting years to see us do those songs. We just got fed up with that and just said, okay, don't sing it. Why don't you just quit? You say you're unhappy, quit.
And he did. Meisner live at the LA Forum with the Eagles, October of '76. Here he is singing the one that he made famous. This version is actually from the 40th anniversary Hotel California that was released by the Eagles. Anyway, Randy Meisner, dead at the age of 77. What else do I have here? Then we'll get to Willie here in a second. There was a fatality, too, that I wanted to get to. I'm getting through this. I don't know where that story is, Ben. I don't see it anywhere. What else? Bear with me. What else? This happened yesterday, I believe. 19 people had to be rescued in Haines Falls. Several regional fire and police departments helped rescue 19 swimmers. They were swimming in the area when a thunderstorm came through and there was a flash flood. They said Wednesday that a 7-person Kingston Fire Department rope rescue team had to be brought out at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they ended up being able to save those people, but it was caused by flash flooding, and that occurred yesterday. And I wanted to do one more. This comes from the hearings that were held I lost that story, Ben. I couldn't get into your thing. The UFO congressional hearings. We talked about this yesterday. A whistleblower admitted under oath that the government has not only found crashed UFOs, but also non-human biologics is what they called it. In other words, cadavers within the debris. Here's the exchange between Nancy Mace and former U.S. intelligence officer David Grush. Here's the audio.
I believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
That was something to witness and watch. Pretty crazy. Willie Waffle with us right now. I don't know. Is there any reason to have a movie anymore when the sci-fi is actually becoming real life here?
Isn't it wild? I mean, we've seen some crazy things that have been announced, that have become true, that we have learned over the course of our lifetimes. The one thing I never thought we would ever have any kind of solid answer on is whether or not there are aliens out there.
Yeah.
And this is the direction we're moving in. And you got to remember, this has kind of been boiling now for several years. Ex-military, Air Force pilots, people like that have been interviewed on 60 Minutes. We've seen, U.S. Government video of these objects that were seen by these pilots. I mean, there's something going on.
Yeah.
And you say, will we find out? Is there enough Is there enough trust from the government sources to let the world know? And does the world want to know?
Yeah. Well, you say out of this world. I mean, it's based on wreckage on what we've apparently recovered. It's beyond out of this world. It's in this world. It's right here. And you're right. How does I mean, it's one thing we're watching these very credible, by the way, military people testify under oath on Capitol Hill. It's one thing to hear them testify, but what happens when the evidence is actually officially presented? How do we react to that? Not just us, but the rest of the world. Our world.
Yeah, and what does the rest of the world know? I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
If the United States has stuff, I think it's pretty safe to say China has some stuff. Probably Russia has some stuff. There are probably some other European countries that have some stuff. I mean, it's not like we're the only ones who could find things.
Yeah. So we're always kind of thinking about. We're always thinking that they must be much more developed than we are. Obviously, based on the description of their aircraft, right? It could stop in midair, make an immediate right-hand turn, and then it could come up to Mach whatever at incredible speeds that even humans today could not survive. We could not handle the speeds that these things were traveling, witnessed by Air Force and military people. Yet the only evidence that supposedly we know about is that they crashed and we were able to recover the wreckage and some remains, cadavers is what they call them. At what point is there actually? Yep, we've met with them, and luckily the U.S. has allied with the new species. That's really what we're probably thinking about.
We cut a deal. We're on their good side now. Hey, the thing that gets me is someday someone going to say, oh, that Roswell thing? Yeah, that was all real.
Yeah. Well, how does Hollywood handle that? I mean, is this just being done? Is this just being done because we're in a writer's strike and people are looking for new content, right?
Well, there's a lot of people looking for content. There's a lot of desperation in Hollywood right now. I don't know if you heard, but overnight it has gotten out. The television Emmy Awards have been delayed.
Wow, I figured that was coming.
They will not be airing in September because of the strike. Yep.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot more of that. I do have to say that we went to the theater for the very first time this week in a long time. To see Oppenheimer. I wanted your take on it. We liked it, but there was a point in the middle where I'm like, the detail is actually kind of slowing the movie down. They covered so much. I felt like there could be stuff that would be cut out that would have shortened the movie up by, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. I mean, I felt like that last hour was really dragging a little bit in my mind.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a fascinating story. I think, it's kind of like, Christopher Nolan wanted to give you the full novel version, and maybe most people are cool with the short story. Like, give me the tight 2 hours rather than all the details in 3. But, hey, there's a lot of people that like all the details, which is obvious by how many people are buying tickets to the movie and talking very well about the movie when they get out. So, it comes down to taste. I mean, I thought Barbie was a little bit long at 2 hours. The Haunted Mansion, which we're going to talk about today, I thought that was a little long at 2 hours. I think that there is some pressure on producers to make you feel like you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they try to make these movies a little bit longer to make it feel like it was worth spending $12.95.
And the only way I think it works is if it's created as a night out, right? You want to get out of the house.
Yeah.
You want to be able to. They have the nice seats, and maybe. We're going to get to the point where they're doing more at concessions. They're doing more things. They're going to have to do something because when programs like, just think of all the shows that we've streamed, the series, the movies, that you can watch from the comfort of your home, the content is so good. they have to compete with that. That's not easy.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like when television first started competing with movies back in the 50s.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, people had this other option, and they're fascinated with it. And I think people are still fascinated with streaming and what they can get at their homes and how it's different than traditional television, how it's different than movies that they're seeing in theaters. So, eventually it all kind of evens out, but right now streaming's the hot thing. Streaming's the new gal in town that everybody's interested in.
Now, I was listening to a podcast the other day that was talking about, that is absolutely true. Streaming is hot. Whether it's COVID that did it or it was just inevitable. But the problem is with streaming, they haven't quite figured out how to make all the money they used to make in the theaters.
Yeah, I mean, that's the amazing thing. Like I saw Peacock had put out that their subscription base has grown extremely well, but they're still losing $600 million or something like that. And I'm like, how do you lose $600 million? I mean, listen, Hollywood has always been known for some creative accounting, but you're still losing money somehow on this. And I'm with you. I think that, that's going to be the big challenge. Now that, broadcast television and cable television to some extent have been cannibalized a little bit by streaming, how are you going to get that money back, or is it all just gone?
Speaking of the strike, it's hitting everywhere. Vanna wants more money with Pat Sajak leaving, and the Jeopardy champions. You know how they have that big. Do they do that in prime time? The Champion Series.
Well, they do. The Tournament of Champions is one of the big attractions of the fall season when they return during their 7 or 7:30 slots during the fall. And this is kind of a really interesting story. So some of the champions who are going to be in the Tournament of Champions came out this week and said, "We're not going to do it. We're not going. We're not going to do the show while the strike is on. My family is a union family, and we're not going to cross the picket line." And the producers of Jeopardy had to announce that we never really had a plan to do that. We're not going to tape anything while the strike's going on. But there have been these stories and these rumors that they're just going to use questions that were already written, so we don't need the writers and things like that. But now Jeopardy is kind of backed into a corner. They may be out of commission until the strike is over. Although there's still some thought that maybe they'll go forward without the Tournament of Champions, but with regular people who are very willing to be on the show in the fall.
Again, reusing questions, recycling. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Before we let you go, there are 2 new movies out there worth looking at this weekend. What do you have?
We're going to talk about The Haunted Mansion. This is the big Disney movie. Based on the attraction, and a great cast. I mean, Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson. You've got Owen Wilson playing a priest. You've got Dana DeVito playing like this local professor who knows all about this house that Rosario Dawson and her daughter or her son have moved into. That's horribly haunted, and everybody who enters the house is compelled to stay. Like they try to get away and they're pulled back to the house. And now this group of people, including Tiffany Haddish, who plays a hilarious medium, have to join forces to try to figure out how are they going to overcome this powerful ghost that is keeping them in this house. And it's really more of a CGI show, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's flavors of story, there's flavors of character development, but mostly it's let's create how many crazy ghosts we can create, and let's have lots of chase scenes, and let's have them do all sorts of goofy stuff. So I'm going to be at like 2.5 waffles. I think you got a decent movie here.
And then quickly, Talk to Me in theaters, too. Is this worth watching?
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually kind of a cool little horror movie. This group of teenagers find this like embalmed hand, and they find when they hold hands, some spirit that's nearby will enter their body and possess them, and they get a high off of it until they go too far. And that's when it gets kind of crazy. And I'm going 3 waffles. I think it's a unique idea. I love kind of the lead character here, all the emotions that she brings. 3 waffles for Talk to Me.
And if you're looking for a streaming series to try out this week, Peacock, right?
Yeah, Peacock has Twisted Metal based on the video game where Anthony Mackie is trying to survive in a dystopian world, delivering a package from Chicago to San Francisco. 2.5 waffles there.
All right, Willie, have a great week. Willie Waffle, we'll talk to you again next week, man. Thank you.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles next week.
Okay, that'll be big. All right, cool. Thanks so much. Willie Waffle. All right, coming up, we'll get into the 7 o'clock hour. Hobica's free money question of the day this morning is worth $500. At least that's worth sticking around for, I'm telling you. We'll get to it. WIBX Utica, Rome. It's 7 o'clock.
Former President Trump charged yet again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
It's so brazen right now what they're doing. It is really a subversion of the rule of law. I mean, they're taking the rule of law, turning it on its head.
Republican Senator Josh Hawley reacting to the charges added to the classified documents case against the former president.
One more count of willful retention of national defense information and 2 new obstruction counts. That's in addition to the pre-existing counts of conspiracy, false statements, and destroying documents, bringing that grand total to 41 criminal charges with the possibility of 140 years behind bars.
Fox's Brooks Singman. An additional charge also filed against Trump aide Walt Nauta. And there's a new defendant. The former president's accused of asking a staffer at his Florida resort to delete security footage, and now Carlos de Oliveira is charged with obstruction of justice. The 2024 Republican frontrunner tells Fox this is election interference at the highest level. And he posted on social media what happened to the documents case against President Biden, who's still being investigated. This as House Republicans keep probing if the president's involved in Hunter Biden's business dealings. He claims he's not. Congresswoman Nancy Mace just told Fox Business,
"This will go down as one of the most politically corrupt presidents and families in U.S. history. And we've got to show and prove it to the American people. We've got to show them everything that we have."
It'll be another very hot summer day. Excessive heat warnings or advisories up from Arkansas to Minnesota, over to New England, down to North Carolina. In Phoenix, the high today could top 110 degrees for a record 29th straight day.
The Maricopa County Health Department says 7 more heat-related deaths have occurred, and they've now confirmed 25 heat-associated deaths for the year, with nearly 250 additional deaths under investigation as possibly heat-related.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Most of those deaths associated with people outdoors. A third of them are homeless. More than half involve drug use. America's listening to Fox News.
Greetings, Sebastian Gorka here. For years, I've mentioned how much Relief Factor has helped the pain in my lower back. Gary from Ohio shared his experience too. He writes, "I tried Relief Factor due to its botanical ingredients to reduce pain in my shoulder, knee, and lower back. After just a few weeks, the knee pain was completely gone, and the shoulder and back pain were reduced quite a bit. I can now exercise much more comfortably and practically pain-free. Thank you, Relief Factor." After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more, so it looks like a lot of people are thanking Relief Factor. 3 weeks from now, you could be doing the things you enjoy doing. Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start at the reduced price of $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference with Relief Factor. relieffactor.com.
A sentencing hearing will continue today for Ethan Crumbley, who could get life in prison without parole for shooting up his Michigan school. Prosecutors presenting writings from his journal that he wanted to hear students scream, planning to target a pretty girl first.
Ethan Crumbley was 15 when he opened fire in 2021 at Oxford High School, killing 4 classmates and injuring 7 others, prompting the so-called Miller hearing that was mandated after a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that prevents automatic life sentences for minors. As prosecutors continue presenting evidence against the teen, including a text message to a friend after Crumbley killed a baby bird.
Like, I talked to the bird like a little child while torturing it. I can't wait to show you, dude. It was so fun, dude.
Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Crumbley's parents face involuntary manslaughter charges accused of providing the gun. Stocks could rebound. Futures are rising this morning after a sell-off. The Dow dropped 237 points, snapping a 13-day streak of gains. Bronny James is out of a California hospital after the son of NBA star LeBron James collapsed during a college practice.
James was discharged from Cedars-Sinai Medical Center earlier Thursday. LeBron James posted a thank you message on social media saying, quote, "We feel you and I'm so grateful. Everyone doing doing great. We have our family together, safe and healthy, and we feel your love. We'll have more to say when we're ready, but I wanted to tell everyone how much your support has meant to all of us. #JamesGang. Bronny is an incoming freshman on the USC basketball squad and was practicing with his teammates Monday morning when he suffered cardiac arrest and was taken to the hospital. I'm Eric Messersmith, Fox News.
In baseball, the Chicago Cubs won their 6th straight game, beating St. Louis, while the LA Angels are the hottest team in the American League. They've won 9 out of 11 after sweeping Detroit in the doubleheader. Shohei Ohtani pitched a one-hit shutout in Game 1 and then hit 2 home runs as the DH in Game 2. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, a heat advisory. It'll feel like the middle to upper 90s this afternoon. Tonight, increasing clouds, showers, thunderstorms late, near 70. And Saturday, occasional rain and thundery downpours likely, tapering late day. Breezy, not as hot, turning less humid, high of 76. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
All right, currently there is a heat advisory in effect that will remain in effect through the entire day. Things, of course, cooler for the weekend. Currently cloudy skies, 71 at WIBX. WIBX News Time is 7:06.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the summer stage production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th at 7:30.
That voice, I must find it.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Reserved seat advance sale tickets are available now for the summer stage production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, August 3rd through 5th at the Rome Capitol Theater. For more information, visit romecapital.com.
The Munson Arts Festival returns to downtown Utica with a car show on Sunday, July 23rd and continues through Saturday, July 29th. Experience the best of the local art scene for free with a sidewalk art show, evening concerts, and so much more. Don't miss fun, family-friendly activities each day of the week, like children's crafts, a petting zoo, and art story with Utica Public Library. Starts 10 a.m. each day. See the full schedule at munson.art. That's munson.art.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Are you searching for a better choice for your child's education? At Notre Dame Schools, we provide superior education in a safe and nurturing environment. With smaller classroom sizes, your child receives the individual attention they deserve. Looking to the future, your child can earn college credits for a fraction of the price. Notre Dame Schools develop leadership skills with a priority on values and respect. Enroll today. Visit us at NotreDameUtica.org to learn more. Notre Dame Schools, where education, values, and opportunity meet.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is now accepting new patients. This is Bill Keeler. Dr. Shemileski and Dr. Zielinski are now taking on new patients with sleep issues, fatigue, pain, ADHD, and other health concerns. Are you considering medical marijuana? This might be an option for pain without the addictive side effects of opioids. Or are you looking for a new family doctor? Call today. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, 315-507-4751, or visit them online at falconclinic.com.
New Holland Workmaster Compacts and Boomer Tractors at Clinton Tractor are tough on jobs and easy on your wallet. And New Holland offers a long list of attachments, implements, and accessories to expand the versatility. Add a loader, backhoe, mid-mounted mower, or brush cutter to take care of your land, yard, or job site. These implements add to the reasons why Workmaster Compact and Boomer Tractors are the best for the money.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply and the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at HNHMedicalNY.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it's 7:09 and Friday morning. Heading into a hot day today. We're already up there into the low 70s, and we'll go up close to 90 degrees later on today. Coming up at 7:35, we'll give you a chance to win our free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, and this morning's jackpot is at $500 today. So somebody could walk away with $500. Will it be you? And will it be anybody? We'll do it at about 7:35 this morning. What else do we have here this morning? Greeley Ford will be in this weekend. There's a big event, Honor America Days, of course, happening in Rome. At Sylvan Beach, Classified on Sunday is doing a reunion show, and Greeley Ford is in from Florida. He'll be in studio a little later on this morning to talk about that as well. I don't know if this has happened to you, but do you remember when the seeds were showing up in the mail, and you get them from Amazon, and it'd just be a package that you didn't order, and these tiny little seeds? Did that ever happen to you?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, it happened to us. We did get them. And then you open it up, and you wonder what they are, and it turns out they come from China, and nobody knows why. So there is a scam involved, and apparently it's about getting reviews. So on Amazon, you can't review something unless it's been shipped. So what would happen is they ship to random places, like we got one, and then they would go on and claim to be us and put this really great review, not about the seeds, but about another product that they're trying to sell. And when you check the reviews, God, there's 700 people reviewed this, and 699 of them gave it a positive review. That's the scam. Sounds complicated, sounds like it isn't worth it, but it is, because people look at the reviews when they decide whether or not they want to purchase something. So in this case, which, by the way, is fraudulent, and it's illegal to do. But when you get this package and you try to send it back, they don't want to take it, and you call the authorities and they say, well, just throw it out, because they just can't seem to figure out who's doing it. A Virginia woman received more than 100 Amazon packages that she never ordered, including headlamps, glue guns. She got binoculars. Now, this seems like it's not that bad of a situation, because she gets to keep all of this stuff. She never ordered it. Here is Cindy Smith talking about dealing with the massive amount of packages that she did and continues to get. Here we go.
A lot of packages. I didn't order them. A lot of people told me I was weird. You know, I would drive around with headlamps and glue guns in the car. I gave them to everybody I met. All my neighbors got glue guns or headlamps. I mean, I gave them to dog shelters, to veterinary clinics. I went to Burger King one day. I'm like, I have a gift for you.
So it really is all about getting these reviews and have the opportunity to be able to write a review. So my guess is they have an office full of people that they're given the clearance on the address. Yep, we've shipped a package. And then they pick the product and they give this wonderful review, usually in English, that we all look at and say, wow, I'm going to buy this because everybody loves it. The mass dump of product is a fraudulent scheme where an overseas seller ships all of their products to a random address because it is easier and cheaper than correctly moving the product from the Amazon warehouse. So that's another reason why they apparently ship this stuff out. The other thing that's become a big deal is if you get let's say you order a pair of shoes and you want to return the shoes. What's happening today is these companies are saying, all right, we'll send you the new shoes. Keep the ones you have. We'll send you the different size, because they don't want number one to deal with. Really, they don't want to deal with restocking and taking everything in. They don't have the staff to do it. So instead, you end up getting to keep it. That's pretty cool, right? Not bad. Let's see. A Texas couple is suing a Maryland man after he allegedly planted hidden cameras inside the Airbnb that they rented. Classic story. The couple says they found cameras inside of smoke detectors after they were intimate in the Airbnb. This is after they were intimate. Here's Kaylee Gates talking about the lawsuit that they have filed.
I went into pure panic, like pure shock mode. I've definitely had many a cry session about it. It has just, like, I can feel my heart start beating really, really heavy and fluttery whenever I start thinking about a situation.
Those Airbnbs, you can save a lot of money and get some really cool places, but you do have to be careful. And sometimes cameras are built into, well, we saw it with that case with the teacher out in the Albany area who was from here, where they used the little blocks that you plug your phone into, the little white block. Watch those, because some of those are made with hidden cameras that record and transmit right to somebody else's phone. And then this, I thought was interesting. Credit for killing America's love of something you don't see anymore, the station wagon. I did see one recently driving down the road, not in all that good of shape, and old and filled with a lot of junk, but still on the road. They're saying National Lampoon's Vacation is what killed the station wagon. After the movie came out, sales of the station wagon plummeted, and the minivan became the most popular family car. Here's the scene when Chevy Chase goes to the car dealership, and Eugene Levy gives him the gaudy station wagon, the gaudy
I owe
one.
it to myself to tell you, Mr. Griswold, that if you're thinking of taking the tribe cross country, this is the automobile you should be using, the Wagon Queen family truckster. You think you hate it now, but wait till you drive it.
I don't want to drive it. I just want my old car back.
Okay. They're saying that may have been the end of the station wagon. In other news today, this out of upstate New York, a central New York woman she's from Madison County. She's pleaded guilty this week to breaking into the U.S. Capitol with the rioters back on January 6th, 2021. Renee Fata of Bridgeport was arrested in early June on 4 misdemeanor charges related to Capitol breach. They're still arresting people based on photos. And she, of course, took photos at the Capitol, the insurrection, and posted them on Facebook. On Wednesday, Fata pleaded guilty to one count of parading, picketing, or demonstrating in a Capitol building because she went inside the building. According to a plea agreement in Washington, D.C. federal court, the charge carries a maximum sentence of 6 months in jail, according to Syracuse.com. Prosecutors say Fata drove down to D.C. with a Wayne County man, Scott Columbus. On the day, rioters attempted to overturn the 2020 election. Prosecutors said they entered the Capitol through the parliamentarian doors shortly after they were kicked in, gently and peacefully, by wonderful people that we love very much. Fata, Columbus, and the other rioters were met by a line of Metro Police. Rioters attempted to push them back, but officers pepper sprayed the crowd. Fata and Columbus exited shortly after. Plenty of photos showing them inside. Outside on the Upper West Terrace, they took a photo together, which Fata later posted to her Facebook page. I don't know what these people were thinking, that they were just going to be able to get away with this, and then they're posting photos of themselves. They probably never would have been caught had they not posted the photos on their Facebook page. In a post, Fata said she was suspended by Facebook after posting the picture. She said she ended up deleting it from her page. Okay, once it's posted, it's too late. I've deleted the post because I don't want to have to deal with it again, she wrote, back on January 15th, 2021. Columbus was arraigned on misdemeanor charges on July 18th in D.C. federal court. He pleaded not guilty, according to court filings. She cut a deal. And then yesterday, along the same line here, former President Trump is facing new charges. And isn't it always, you go back to the days of Nixon. It was a cover-up that was bigger than the actual crime. Donald Trump facing new charges Thursday, accusing him of illegally possessing classified documents, with prosecutors alleging that he asked a staffer at his Mar-a-Lago estate to delete camera footage at his Florida estate in an effort to obstruct the federal investigation. It's the obstruction that will always get you, so they say. At 7:19, quick break. We'll come back. Remember, the free money question this morning is worth $500, and we're short-handed today, so you may be able to take advantage of me. I'm just going to be honest. I can't wait for 9 o'clock. This is hell right now. Nothing is working. We're 2 men down. And if there's ever an opportunity for you to, Ben, you're doing a great job, though. Don't think that I'm saying anything negative about you. Thank the Lord you're here. At 7:35, if there's ever an opportunity for you to catch me off guard in giving away Hobica's money with a slip up or a mistake or an easy question, this morning might be the day, and it would be the perfect day for you because the jackpot is at $500. And believe me, you deserve $500 if you're sitting through this radio show this morning. Trust me. Oh, no, trust you. You know. I'm just confirming what you already know. 7:20 at WIBX.
Need a bed? Get a giant 85-inch flat screen TV or a beautiful Weber stainless steel grill at Mattress Express's grand opening of their newest superstore, New Hartford, Commercial Drive 4488, next to Pet Supplies Plus. Stop in, open 7 days a week.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The Munson Arts Festival returns to downtown Utica with a car show on Sunday, July 23rd and continues through Saturday, July 29th. Experience the best of the local art scene for free with a sidewalk art show, evening concerts, and so much more. Don't miss fun family-friendly activities each day of the week like children's crafts, a petting zoo, and art story with Utica Public Library. Starts 10 a.m. each day. See the full schedule at munson.art. That's munson.art.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-529-2856. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-529-2856. 800-529-2856 or biglou.com.
Hi, this is Lori with Express Employment Professionals. Are you looking for a new job, a career change, a position within your field? Express Employment Professionals is the staffing firm for you. Express has multiple job opportunities across many industries throughout our region. Are you an IT professional? Find that perfect company now. CNC machinists, HVAC and boiler mechanics? We've got the job for you. Are you a warehouse worker, machine operator, forklift driver? Find a better job now. Industrial painters, sheet metal workers, find that new job now. Carpenters, welders, the skilled trades, you're in demand. Bookkeepers, supply chain specialists, and administrative professionals, start a new career today. Our process is easy. Go to expressmohawkvalley.com to complete our online application and apply now. Our recruiters will call you to set up a meeting. You can also call our office at 315-790-5723. Express Employment Professionals. We make it our business to put you to work.
If you're looking for concrete work, you're looking for Brank Construction. Brank, B-R-A-N-C-K. Foundation repairs, old stone walls, old brick walls, concrete driveways, concrete sidewalks. At our previous home, they did an incredible job with a retaining wall that just looked like an old, beautiful stone wall with a stairway leading up into our backyard. It was just beautiful. All done with the masonry work of Brank Construction. Masonry, concrete, stairs, cellarway entrances, basement floors, garage floors, whether they're repairing or they're creating. They do an amazing job. If you need concrete, go with the experts. Brank Construction. Serving all of upstate New York, 315-894-3481. Brank Construction, 315-894-3481.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
725. And the free money question of the day at a $500 jackpot is coming up in a second. What question will we run with? Without Manaski in here right now, will we be able to even run the timer properly? That all lies on our man Ben, who you may hear during the day doing news. Right, Ben? Or at the comedy club, Fat Cats Comedy Club, where Ben would announce the show. What would you say? How would you open the show at the comedy club? You would say...
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your host, Josh Wilbert.
There it is.
And then Josh takes it from there.
And then he took the stage, and you ran audio. So, Ben, people want to know, at least I even want to know. I don't know enough about you. So you're from, let me see if I can guess this correctly, you graduated from Sequoia.
Graduated from Sequoia
I
in
can
21.
tell by the hat that you're wearing, so an SV hat. So Sequoia Valley in 2021. And then you went to, did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to MV after Sequoia, stayed there for a year and a half, took a semester off, and now up in 3 weeks, I'm going to UAlbany.
Okay. What are you going to study over there?
Global politics and international studies.
The hell are you thinking?
I don't know.
At this time in the world, when everything is just upside, Greeley, you can come in. When everything is upside down and crazy. And today, I have to say, we'll put you right in this seat right here, Greeley. This one right over here, really nice and close. It's a hot seat. I have to say, Ben, that today you are my savior. Because without Ben here this morning, I don't think I could have gotten us on the air. And part of that is because Davey's off, Jeff is off, which I didn't know about. But then there was a little mix-up, and when I came in this morning, we have artificial intelligence that runs the radio station called automation, right, Greeley?
Gotta love it.
The death of radio, automation. So, but that wasn't working right this morning. And what happens is I have a control board here where I turn everything on, but as long as the computer has control, my control board doesn't work. Nothing works. I can turn a mic on, I could talk, it would not go on the air.
It's kind of like at home for you.
I feel like you're absolutely right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. I do feel like I'm having one of those dreams where I'm completely out of control and I can't do anything. Meanwhile, people are like, I'm listening and there's a music bed playing, but no news. And that's what was going on this morning. So together, Ben and I, it may have taken us a little while, but we were able to figure all of this out. And somehow, by the grace of God, by the grace of Ben this morning, we're on the air. And Greeley Ford has made his way in, fresh from the, what are they calling it? Like the oven effect? Or what are they calling this thing, this weather? This heat.
Let me guess.
New York City is in the middle of it too, with temperatures feeling like it's over 100 degrees.
Let me think about this. Summer. How's that?
Summer. Yeah. You may be right. I do think, Greeley, to be fair, it is hotter than we have seen in a long time.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is, and you. I realize that living in Florida is awesome and something that is retirement for you. And you don't have the stresses of the world that you had up here. But it's hot in the summertime there.
It's hot. We've never spent this much time down there in July, this being our first full summer there.
Yeah.
and it's scorching.
It's scorching. Yeah.
Candace and I get up every day about 4:30, 5 o'clock,
which is probably the best time of the day.
Yeah, and we
It's
go
a little
for
cooler.
We go for like a 5-mile walk.
Yeah.
5 miles or 8 o'clock. Excuse me, whichever comes faster.
Okay.
Because at that point, you want to get back in the house.
You don't want to be outside anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost like their summers are like our winters, where if you don't like the outdoor thing, you don't want to go outside in the wintertime.
Right.
There, you don't want to go outside in the summertime.
The way we tell ourselves that it's okay is the fact that we're not shoveling anything.
Yeah, well, that's right.
And you can go back inside at least. So
And coming up here, listening to people whine about how hot it has been.
It's
and
funny.
That's a joke, right?
It's beautiful up here.
Yeah. And this weekend, it looks like you have a really nice. Tomorrow's going to be low pressure coming in. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit rainy.
Yep.
But Sunday looks really nice, and you'll be in the lower to mid 70s.
And Sunday is very important for us because one of the reasons that we're up here is to have classified play Harpoon Eddies in Sylvan Beach. It's Corvette Sunday as well, too.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
Should be a rockin' little town.
So talk about that. I mean, classified, you guys have, the band is retired, but you still are able to get together for events like these.
We had to come up and get together several weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago now. I think it was back in April, when our guitar player, Bill Murgo from the Valley, suddenly passed away. So we all got together at a little get-together for him with another band, and we got up on stage and played a couple of tunes. And, they were kind of rusty, but, for not having played in the past 3 years, we pulled them off. There were a couple of Chicago tunes that we've played for the past, 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So...
Old hat.
Old hat. Well, yeah. So after we got done playing, we said, why don't we do something again this summer, like a real gig?
Yeah.
And one thing led to another. So the guys that were actually there said, let's just put it together and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been rehearsing all week. And the funny thing about it, Bill, you've been in bands before. You know how this goes. The funny thing about it is the songs that I said, nah, let's not try those. Those are too complicated.
Yeah,
We'll never remember them. We pull them off, and they sound fantastic.
That's awesome.
And then let's go through some other low-hanging fruit, like Call Me Al or Brick House, and everybody, we have to stop the tape. Hey, that's not right over there. It's like, you can't play the simple stuff. What's wrong with you guys?
Right, that's so funny.
I know.
So Harpoon Eddies at 1 o'clock on Sunday?
2 o'clock to 6 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
All right. That'll be really, really cool. And right now, the weather, as we said, is looking really, really good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
A lot of reallys in there.
Yes.
Really, really, really good. All right, stand by. You're going to hang with us for a little while this morning?
I am.
Okay, I wouldn't let you leave, to be honest.
I heard you needed me.
Yeah, definitely. Mike this morning says, now this is what I call a fun Friday. Yeah, seeing me sweat, seeing me in the middle of misery here. That's a fun Friday. And, here's the other part is Manansky has my we call it our show sheet. It's the schedule of everything coming up.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get on the program and claim to be a guest, today would be the way to do it because I don't have it. Jeff has it somewhere. I don't have it. So when someone walks in and they say, I'm on the show, I'm not going to question it. I have no clue.
Hey.
So I really don't know what's coming up next.
Thanks, Manansky. Thanks a lot.
I will tell you the free money question from Obaika is coming up next. We're going to give you a chance. So, Ben, you're going to start the break. And then you'll go in there and get the caller ready, put their name up, and then you know what you're doing here. And then you got to come back in order to run the contest, right? So end with so give me like 3, and then end with a bumper, and then make your way back in. So get ready for that. All right, free money question from the Hobica Law Firm this morning. It is worth $500.
I heard.
Pretty good.
Can I go in another room and call in?
You could try.
All right.
We're going to go with caller number, Ben, what do you want to do?
Let's do caller number 4.
Caller number 4. You're not making... I would have been like, caller number 300. We'll see you at 9 a.m. Caller 4 right now, 315-736-0186. Chance to win from Hobica and WIBX.
The reviews are in, and the 2023 Glimmerglass Festival is a resounding triumph. The Glimmerglass Festival is a world-renowned summer opera and musical theater festival that's been presenting innovative, rare, and familiar works of opera and classic Broadway for nearly 50 years in a summer-long celebration of the arts. Located just minutes from Cooperstown, Glimmerglass is an easy day trip from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley. This year's festival runs through August 20th, with productions that speak to the aspirations, curiosity, and passions of growing up, and what happens when life doesn't always play along. Critics say you simply must see this summer's versions of Puccini's La Boheme and Bernstein's Candide, two spectacular experiences. Whether it's your first trip to Glimmerglass or your 20th, visit glimmerglass.org to make these classics a highlight of your summer experiences in the Cooperstown region. Truly a one-of-a-kind summer destination and just a short drive from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley. Join us and see for yourself why there's no place quite like Glimmerglass.
The government is spying on you. No surprise, I know. But did you know the banks are helping them? And did you know that withdrawing your cash from the bank can be very risky? That's right. Let Swiss America educate you about this. Banks are now required to spy on us for the government, and they report any behavior they think is suspicious. You'll be shocked when you read The Secret War on Cash from Swiss America. This new war against cash is really a war against the Constitution, against all freedom-loving Americans. You must read The Secret War on Cash. Get your free copy by calling or texting 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. This war on cash is growing daily, and it also includes all forms of digital money. So please get and read The Secret War on Cash free by calling or texting right now at 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. Message and data rates may apply.
It's your turn to stay and play at Turning Stone Resort Casino. Enjoy award-winning hotels, dining, and live entertainment. Play the newest slots and classic table games. Check out the state's largest poker room. And don't miss our world-famous bingo hall. Turning Stone is the perfect gaming getaway. And the next big winner might be you. Turning Stone Resort Casino. It's your turn.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the summer stage production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th at 7:30.
That voice, I must find it.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Reserved seat advance sale tickets are available now for the summer stage production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, August 3rd through 5th at the Rome Capitol Theater. For more information, visit romecapital.com.
Hi, it's Jordan from Little Falls Lumber. Summer is a great time to freshen up the look of your home, and we have you covered. We stock a variety of name brand products from GAF shingles, LP vinyl siding, Sierra Pacific windows, to Moisture Shield composite decking, and premium grade pressure treated decking. We have options to fit any budget. Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations, Little Falls, Syracuse, and Schenectady, to see what we have in store, or visit us at littlefallslumber.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Sorry. You got to do 10 things at once. 7:37 Friday morning, heading into the weekend. Can't wait. Blah, 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 blah. Going to be hot, etc., etc. Caller number 4. What's on? Is that somebody on 1 or no?
No.
No, that's me. All right. Caller number 4 is Mark. Hi, Mark. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. Guys, how's it going?
Good. Oh, don't ask that question. Any other question would work. But now that Greeley's here, all is well. Where are you calling from, Mark?
Westmoreland.
All right. Okay. In beautiful Westmoreland, or Westmoreland, however you pronounce it. Here is your. We were just talking.
Gone right.
We were just talking about the station wagon. Are you ready for your question?
The station wagon?
Well, it kind of involves it, but at least the movie it was from. Here we go. Tomorrow is the 40th anniversary of National Lampoon's Vacation. Here's your question. What legendary rocker sang the 1983 theme song? Ready? Go.
That's not the dance.
I'm going to say Kenny Loggins.
You're going to go with Kenny Loggins. Great guess. There the buzzer goes. And I don't know why, Ben. I have no idea, honestly, why that didn't work. The answer is, Greeley, do you know the answer?
I was going to say Kenny Loggins.
It is not Kenny Loggins. That is, of course, Bill Murray's
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Yes,
that was
right.
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
It's actually, the song was Holiday Road.
Holiday Road.
You remember Holiday Road?
Yeah, Holiday Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, you're going to have to show up with Classified Sunday and sing with Greeley.
You're in.
The answer, Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. All right, listen, Ben's going to handle you, and we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. Aqua. By the way, you sang that really well. You hit the high note.
Yeah.
Nice. Aquavino Babe 72 Tavern, Taylor and the Cook, and any of the concession stands at Nexus or the Adirondack Bank Center. It's $25. Stand by, and Ben will take care of you, okay?
Sure.
Thank you,
man.
Mark. Thank you so much. Mark, here's a little...
Now, I owe it to myself to tell you, Mr. Griswold, that if you're thinking of taking the tribe cross-country, this is the automobile you should be using, the Wagon Queen family truckster. You think you hate it now, but wait till you drive it.
I don't want to drive it. I just want my old car back.
It is interesting how a movie or a big event can destroy a brand.
Yep.
So think about it. They give that movie credit for destroying, because after that movie, sales of the station wagon plummeted. Especially the one with the faux wood on the side.
The wood grain.
In the
yes.
beginning, I think in the early days, it was really wood on the side.
They call those estate wagons, I believe.
Estate wagons. Yeah. Well, that was the end, and then the minivan took over, and that really was the end. What killed the Bronco? Although that vehicle is now back.
OJ.
It was OJ.
Yeah.
Now he may not have killed the woman there.
Yeah.
But he did kill the Bronco. That long chase that we all remember with the white Bronco.
Well, I got confused with Kenny Loggins because Caddyshack, Animal House. Blazing Saddles. I mean, let's face it, Bill. That was the heyday of Hollywood.
It really was.
That wasn't it?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
All the good movies.
Great music came out of all of that. All right, we're going to talk more about your show, which is coming up on Sunday out at Harpoon Eddie's, out at the beach. Have you been out to Sylvan Beach recently? Because it is really. I mean, what the Turning Stone has done over there.
Yeah.
But then everybody else, it's like when one thing happens, it has a domino effect, I think. And boy, the beach looks really, really good.
It's a rocking place right now.
Yeah.
I remember when I first came up here back in the 70s, it was kind of like a ghost town. It's its heyday was past.
Yeah.
And over the past many years, it's done a tremendous comeback, and it's a lot to do with the businesses, the folks running the village, and everything else. They've really done a great job.
They have.
Yeah.
And we did go for I'd not been to the lake house before.
Yeah.
And then there's the I don't even know what it's called, but it's where they rent out the you could call them camps. I mean, they're beautiful.
The Cove.
The Cove.
Yes.
And everybody gets their own pontoon boat,
Yeah.
and those are sold out through the whole summer. People coming from all over the country for that.
I know. When we came up here, we thought about that and didn't even try.
Yeah.
But there's great places up there, like the Spaghetti.
Which is all remodeled and completely looks brand new there, the Spaghetti Factory.
They've got new owners, but they bought all the recipes and everything from Barb and John Gwal, who had it before.
Okay.
There's the lake house, of course, as you mentioned.
I thought it was, I mean, you're sitting right there on the beach. It's and they did it right, too, because they created... So with the wind coming off the beach, you could be sitting there and you're blowing all over the place.
What I'm blowing away.
But they created a windshield. You do not even, you can look out there, you don't even see it, but you do not get all the wind, which is really cool. And then what's the big place with the steak? Well, you have two legendary places there. There's the one where you wait in line, Eddie's, where you wait in line and you get the sandwich, which is, and then there's the where you get the the great steak? It's Captain John's.
Captain John's. There's the legendary Canal View.
Canal View as well.
And you know what the most impressive thing about the lake house is for me is that used to be Folds Beach House.
Yeah.
Which had
it's incredible, right?
Which one of the dirtiest, raunchiest, most disgusting clubs I've ever played.
Yeah.
But we had a ball there.
You had a blast.
But they tore it down and built the lake house.
Well, before that, though, was Robert Channing who went in and took it over and turned it into a wedding venue and then made the sale of his life. Talk about
being in the right place.
Right place at the right time. Really, really something. All right. Hang there for a second. Greeley, Greeley's going to be with us through the morning. Ben, I just want to reiterate, you're doing a great job. You're back. Did you get Jackie? You got Jackie?
Yes, Jackie is line one.
Mayor Jackie Izzo is in Rome, and it's a big weekend another big weekend. So it was the World Series of Botch a couple of weeks ago, as they call it, Botch. And now Mayor Jackie Izzo, good morning. It's Honor America Days.
Good morning. How is everyone doing this morning? Greeley, welcome back.
Thank you, Mayor. How are you doing? Nice to hear your voice.
Good, thank you.
All right.
I don't know if you know, but he's announced that he's going back on the Liquor Authority. No, he's not. No.
I don't think they want me, but it's all right.
We would welcome him back if he'd like to do that.
No doubt about it.
Thank you.
All right. Listen, Jackie, I know that in addition to wearing your mayoral hat, you're very involved in, and have been for many years, in the organization of Honor America Days. This is a big, big weekend for Rome.
It sure is. So I am one of only 2 original members that are still with us. I've been the chairperson now for the last 13, 14 years. Yes, this is a huge weekend. Tomorrow's a big day. I want to stress to everyone that given the weather forecast, the parade will step off, rain or shine. So that's at 10 o'clock. We've had some situations where we've stepped it off a little early to avoid rain that we knew was coming, or we've, kind of hurried to get done. But one way or the other, the parade will go off. The symphony later in the day on the lawn of Fort Stanwix, we do have a rain date for that for Sunday at the same time, 8 o'clock at Fort Stanwix. So we'll be watching the weather all day and deciding what to do based on whether we get these storms or not. This year it's been hit or miss. They tell us it's a rain out, and then we don't get any rain. So
that's
we're
going to
really
be
looking forward to it.
That's really going to be kind of what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. There may be an area that gets hit and then another area that doesn't. So they're saying thunderstorms likely, but you'll get sunshine tomorrow too. So you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yep, but the parade is, we've got a big parade. It's going to be a couple hours. I think there's going to be a lot of great things happening along the parade route. We have the 10th Mountain Division Marching Band from Fort Drum joining us tomorrow to help us celebrate our 40th anniversary. Lots of music, and we've got the giant puppets are back, and lots of floats from within the community, so we're really looking forward to it. The Recreation Department is sponsoring their 2nd annual Honor America Days Festival at Franklin's Field from 1 to 5, in between the parade and the symphony. And then at 8 o'clock, we have the symphony on the lawn of Fort Stanwix with the 1812 Overture, ending with the great fireworks show. So we're really excited.
So I have to say I never completely trust the hourly forecast. We have a tough time nailing down the forecast in general, but specifically going hour by hour. Right now, it shows the biggest threat for thunderstorms will be between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. After 4, it looks like you're out of the risk of rain and thunderstorms, and should be partly sunny with temperatures right around symphony time, about 68, 69 degrees. It's going to be pretty pleasant if it all works out that way.
Well, we have to see what happens, though, because if we get a torrential downpour, then the lawn will be too wet.
Right,
we have to keep that in mind. We've got about 5,000 people alone that sit on the lawn. So a lot of factors go into whether we take the rain date on Sunday.
Okay, all right. Okay, so get out and take advantage of the city of Rome this weekend.
Thank you very much, and we hope to see a lot of people in our city, and welcome.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much.
Hey, Mayor, can I say something really quickly?
Yeah.
Mayor, I've been staying in Rome this week with our son in his spare bedroom, Candace is on flying up here right now, but it's like dorm buddies this week with us.
That's awesome.
So we've been having
That's
a ball.
kind of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We do that every now and then. But I just wanted to tell you, from driving around Rome, the city just looks fantastic. You've done a great job with everything, and it really, really shows. The new places that are going up, the new construction, everything. It's just crazy. I love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Greeley. You know, we have construction happening in almost every area of our city, north, south, east, west. We're really proud of it. We announced a huge project the other day for a great project along the canal, waterfront housing. So we're on the move here in Rome.
Yes, it is. It's obvious.
All right, Mayor, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Good
Have
luck.
a great day.
It is all about the weather. Good luck with the weather. Hope it all is on your side.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Mayor Jackie Izzo in Rome. Honor America Days this weekend. And, of course, Sunday, if you want to check it out, Greeley will be a part of Classified and their reunion show happening at Harpoon Eddie's. I wanted to ask you what because you're right down there near NASA and, you're far closer to Cape Canaveral than the rest of us.
Yes.
What is everybody making of the hearings this week? Let me play a clip.
Yeah.
This is actually from the hearing. It's an exchange between the Congresswoman Nancy Mace and U.S. intelligence official David Grush. Listen to this.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So I do think that it's probably the first time she ever said the word biologics.
Yes.
That's
a word?
That's
All
a
right.
word. I
Okay.
didn't know.
All right.
But what's your what are people down there saying?
Well, to be honest, I did listen to some of that
I watched
the
it
other
too,
day.
yeah.
And I thought it's very interesting. Why are we talking about UFOs right now? That's the first thing.
You would have thought that it was a wag the tail type thing. Ben, you look like you want to pipe in.
That was my thing too. Why are we talking about UFOs right now?
Right. You have Mitch McConnell, who's clearly had a medical.
Yes, he did.
You have the president of the United States, who's clearly having a medical whatever. Yeah. You have the former president of the United States now facing. I mean, the charge yesterday is pretty serious. That if you're what do we say about Nixon? It wasn't the crime as much as it was the cover up for him.
Right.
And if you're ordering people or asking for people to get rid of evidence, that's a problem. You have all of this going on. And this is the only place where Democrats and Republicans actually could agree on anything.
Yeah.
And here they are talking about UFOs.
Who you just mentioned are the real UFOs.
They may be.
Unidentified fainting objects.
I know.
So
it
the people who have spoke about this, the pilots and the other folks, I mean, they're really credible military.
They are.
You know, you don't want to disbelieve them, but at this point, I say stop talking about it. Stop saying,
show us something then.
Show it to us.
Right.
Let's see something.
If you have pictures, and they say they have the aircraft and the biologics,
right,
the cadavers.
Yes,
they have that in their possession. Well, why would you keep this from the public? And I understand we would panic. I get it, but why? I don't understand, Ben.
And what are we going to do about it?
What are we going to do about it?
I heard someone say yesterday, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. It might have been you, Bill, actually.
I think I did say that.
But there's no evidence.
It's deep.
There is no evidence. And here's another part of this quote. Listen to what he says when she asked the question about do you actually have an aircraft?
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Now, I want you to listen to his answer. To me, I'm not trying to throw water on this whole thing, but listen to his answer.
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So I would have followed up with that. Did you hear the part where he's saying, based on people I've talked to? Right. So now, does that mean that he has seen the craft? Has he seen the cadaver, the biologics, the actual remains of the person? And it was the people with knowledge are the ones who, because it would take an autopsy to determine it's non-human, right?
Right.
So is that what he's talking about? She should have followed up by saying, have you seen these spacecraft and the dead space people? Have you, with your own eyes, have you seen it?
What I've heard when they get that close is the response is, I'm not at liberty to talk about that.
I can't talk about that.
So,
yeah.
all right, well, why are you here?
I'll tell you, but we're going to have to do it in a private setting.
In a skiff.
Yeah, in a skiff. But you're right. If we're willing to go this far, you got to go all the way, because this just becomes fodder.
Well, it's the kind of things that...
And a distraction, by the way, at a time when we probably shouldn't be distracted.
It's like, this is what Congress is spending their time on right now, on UFOs. Yeah. It's like reading a comic book.
I know.
You know, there's things, much more serious issues that are these highly paid people should be working on.
Next week, big issue. We're gonna look into the NFL and or maybe Hollywood to determine, can we put this strike to an end?
Yeah.
And what's next?
You jest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't get it. Anyway, we'll talk more about it. Coming up next hour, the 1983 Utica Blue Sox. We're coming up on an anniversary. It was back when the New York Penn League, 1983, a big rivalry between the Little Falls Mets and the Utica Blue Sox, and the Blue Sox won out. And that year, where Roger Kahn wrote the book on the Utica Blue Sox. We will be talking with Joe Angerace coming up in a little while to talk about those days and what it was like there back then in that 1983 season. That was an amazing season for Utica and for the region in the New York Penn League. Hard to believe that we don't really. I mean, I know we have the Blue Sox and we have baseball, but it was not the New York Penn. It's not the New York Penn League like it was back then. Sometimes, like we saw with hockey, you don't realize what you've lost until you don't realize what you have until you've lost it, right? And now you see great support for hockey here. Listen, if you have severe back, neck, or shoulder pain, you don't have to live with it. There is help out there. Just make the phone call or visit the website. We're talking about the Omni Surgery Center, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery. Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center. We have personal experience there. My dad has been going there, and it's a strategy of relieving the pain, eliminating the pain, and it's worked. You don't have to live with the pain. There's nothing worse than excruciating pain and having to live with it. Go to the website, killpain.com, or contact Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center, 315-765-8448.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget. Or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras, such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. All month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is celebrating America with their Made in America sale. Stop in today and explore their extensive inventory and their many new arrivals for every room in your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse style, and traditional. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or gold Gold Bond flippable mattresses. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally for free of charge, or you can pick it up yourself from the showroom. So stop in to Adirondack Home Furniture today and celebrate America with the Made in America sale going on now. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Join the Indium Corporation family. Indium Corporation has immediate openings for production operators and more at its local facilities. Attend our job fair from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 1st at the Burstone Inn located at 1777 Burstone Road in New Hartford. All levels of experience are welcome, and on-the-spot offers will be made to qualified candidates with a $200 sign-on bonus. Benefits include varied shifts, competitive pay, and a safe work environment. Learn more at jobs.indium.com.
Hi, it's Jordan from Little Falls Lumber. Summer is a great time to freshen up the look of your home, and we have you covered. We stock a variety of name brand products from GAF shingles, LP vinyl siding, Sierra Pacific windows, to Moisture Shield composite decking, and premium grade pressure treated decking. We have options to fit any budget. Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations, Little Falls, Syracuse, and Schenectady, to see what we have in store, or visit us at littlefallslumber.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Additional filing in the classified document case against former President Trump.
As the special counsel continues to prosecute both Trump and top staffers for allegedly holding on to classified materials at Mar-a-Lago, a look at some of the additional charges, adding charges of obstruction and willful retention of national defense information. The government now alleging that Trump directed staff to find ways to delete security footage from within Mar-a-Lago's property. The property manager of Mar-a-Lago now also being charged in relation to this incident. He'll be in court on Monday for an arraignment.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Some Republicans are upset. Congresswoman Nancy Mace tells Fox Business.
Hillary Clinton was under subpoena. Those emails were under subpoena when she destroyed them. I mean, it is a complete double standard here.
The former president is also the 2024 Republican frontrunner trying to win the job back, calls it election interference at the highest level. The Senate has approved a defense bill that not the version the House passed, though, that includes amendments Democrats do not support. One would restrict the Pentagon policy allowing military members to travel to states that allow abortions, a policy Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville opposes so much he's been holding up hundreds of military promotions and nominations.
Now, I think in August, pressure is going to mount on Tuberville, and I think the Republicans are feeling that heat.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, it's going to feel like an oven outside for millions of Americans again today.
A heat wave in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic will continue into the weekend, and there's no relief yet for the string of record-breaking temps in the Southwest and Midwest. There are excessive heat warnings for places including Washington, D.C. and New York City, where the heat index could be well over 100.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, a founding member of the Eagles, has died. Randy Meisner co-wrote and sang that hit and played bass for the Eagles. Meisner left the band in 1977. He died at the age of 77. America's listening to Fox News.
Greetings, Sebastian Gorka here. For years, I've mentioned how much Relief Factor has helped the pain in my lower back. Gary from Ohio shared his experience too. He writes, I tried Relief Factor due to its botanical ingredients to reduce pain in my shoulder, knee, and lower back. After just a few weeks, the knee pain was completely gone, and the shoulder and back pain were reduced quite a bit. I can now exercise much more comfortably and practically pain-free. Thank you, Relief Factor. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. So it looks like a lot of people are thanking Relief Factor. 3 weeks from now, you could be doing the things you enjoy doing. Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start at the reduced price of $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference with Relief Factor. relieffactor.com.
After new charges were filed against former President Trump, he wrote on social media, "What about the Biden documents case?" The president is also under investigation for having classified materials from years past, as he remains silent on the legal drama involving his son.
For a second consecutive day, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre tried to steer clear of weighing in on the aborted plea deal for Hunter Biden, though did answer questions about whether the president would offer a pardon to his son.
No. I just said no. I just answered.
And if the administration ever sought or received favorable treatment from the Justice Department in cases involving the president or members of his family.
Absolutely not. The Department of Justice is independent. The president respects the rule of law.
President Biden has not responded to reporters' questions about his son's case. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Justice Department has opened an investigation into the practices of the Memphis Police Department months after Tyree Nichols' traffic stop death. 5 now ex-officers are charged with murder. We're learning more about the man in North Dakota who killed a police officer earlier this month.
The FBI and the Fargo Police Department confirming Thursday the feds received an anonymous tip about Mohammed Barakat in 2021, in which a tipster expressed concern over his mental state and his access to, quote, a significant number of firearms. Officials met with Barakat, observing several firearms in his apartment, but none that were illegal. He denied any ill intentions. Barakat killed Fargo officer Jake Wallin and wounded 2 more cops in an ambush after they responded to a routine traffic crash on July 14th. Another officer shot and killed Barakat, stopping what authorities believe was meant to be a larger-scale attack, as police found his car loaded with guns, as well as more than 1,800 rounds of ammunition. Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the morning after a sell-off. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, a heat advisory. It'll feel like the middle to upper 90s this afternoon. Tonight, increasing clouds, showers, thunderstorms late, near 70. And Saturday, occasional rain and thundery downpours likely, tapering late day. Breezy, not as hot, turning less humid, high of 76. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
All right, there is a heat advisory in effect right now. Currently 72 degrees at 8:05. Coming up, we'll talk more with Greeley Ford, classified with a big reunion show this weekend, the band out at Sylvan Beach, and the 1983 Utica Blue Sox championship season. It was written about by legendary author Roger Kahn, I think, who owned part of the team at that time, and I believe Bill Murray also at that time owned a part of the Utica Blue Sox. It was quite an amazing year, all written about in his book, and we'll speak with Joanne Gerace later on in the hour. Coming up here, 8:06 at WIBX.
Today, nearly half our nation's fighting forces are members of the Guard and Reserve. When they are called to active duty, they leave behind a family, a community, and a job. Employer support of the Guard and Reserve, a Department of Defense agency, honors and protects the bond between service members and their civilian employers. Whether serving our country or supporting those who do, we all serve. To learn more about ESGR, call 1-800-336-4590 or visit esgr.mil.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the summer stage production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th at 7:30.
That voice, I must find it. Not if I have anything to say about it.
Reserve seat advance sale tickets are available now for the summer stage production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, August 3rd through 5th at the Rome Capitol Theater. For more information, visit romecapital.com.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Introducing a breakthrough in time management technology. A whole new day of the week. It's called Someday. It's ingenious. Perhaps someday you were going to go skydiving. Enter a hot dog eating contest. Maybe ride a mechanical bull. Now, it's on the calendar. You may want to retire someday. Ready for that? Then you'll really want a My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits, plan for your retirement, and how to save for it. If you already receive benefits, you can manage them online. Millions of people already have a My Social Security account. In fact, someone opens one about every 6 seconds. You should get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam, and Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it's Friday morning, and a hot one. Really a hot one on the way. Very hot day on the way today's temperatures. We have a heat advisory. Temperatures go up into the upper 80s to near 90 with humidity and all of that. And Greeley, who's up from Florida, saying, give me a break.
Cut me some slack
you guys
here.
are whining about the heat, and you don't know heat. You can't handle the heat. I want to talk about this accident that happened yesterday over at the train station. A man believed to be taking pictures of trains was hit and killed by a train, according to the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Mashel, they responded to the train tracks just north of Redfield Avenue in the village of Whitesboro for a train pedestrian accident. It happened during the evening hours Thursday night. The body of a white male in his late 20s or early 30s was found near the tracks. The story is up on our website at WIBX950.com. It appears, according to Rob Mashel, that the victim was taking photos of the trains in the area when he was struck by one of the trains. Sheriff's deputies did not find any identification on the victim at the scene. He was wearing blue shorts and a shirt and had on a light blue baseball hat. Anybody with information should reach out to the sheriff's office at 315-765-2226. We'll try to get an update with Sheriff Mashel coming up in just a little while before 9 o'clock here this morning. Ben, okay, nobody's calling. They were calling, but they're not. In studio is Greeley Ford. And talk about who... I know that the band is retired, the band Classified. You'll be playing Sunday, 2 o'clock at Sylvan Beach. Who's left in the band? Who's still in the band? I know Larry's got to still be in the band.
Yeah, we can't get rid of Larry.
Yeah.
But Larry, of course, is in the band, fronting us again, as always. Carl Goodhines, our keyboard player, forever, is with us. Marty Hollister, who played trombone with us forever. Dana Gerard, who plays trombone with Soul Injection right now, but was also in Classified for a while. We have Michael DeMeo, who was just about a founding member since the early 90s.
Yeah.
We have Daryl Slazinski, who was the founding sax player in Classified. Scott Rutledge, another founding member of the band. And as a special surprise, we've asked Michelle Rushford to come join us. So she was with the band for a few years, too. She's probably the best female vocalist in Central New York.
Wow.
So we're really glad to have her. John Dugan, driving a bus on the drums, is helping us out there. And to fill Bill Mergel's spot, that was a tough gig.
Yeah.
So we found Pete Isaac. He plays an Atlas. So he's going to join us for the day. And
that band's still together, Atlas.
They are killing
Wow.
it. They have a calendar that you would look at that rivals Showtime's calendar.
Wow.
That's how
Wow.
much they're playing.
Yeah.
And then, Larry, Scott, and Daryl have a new band that's phoenixed out of Classified called Groove Machine. So those guys are starting to play, too. They just played their first gig this past Sunday at the Oneida Lake Brew House.
Okay,
And
cool.
they're fabulous. Larry's playing drums in that one, and Scott's fronting the band. Frank Tallarico is in the group. Mike, I don't know his last name, the guitar player. Joe Karwacki, famous bass player around here, plays with everyone. He plays in Soul Injection as well. And Daryl Sosensky's in that band, too. So they sounded great.
Speaking of, first of all, we have to, your wife is sitting at an airport right now. I know you want to do
She's sitting in.
She's listening right now as we speak.
All right, honey, I can't wait to see you. Love you.
Okay.
How's
All
that?
right. That's a real nice shout out.
Some points
that
for
was
me?
good. Yeah.
Good.
I won't say that, but
right.
you can say that. I got to say, it was such a, when Classified first started, which was over there, what was the name of the place?
The Taylor, well, two places. We first started rehearsing in Moore's Tire Warehouse on Broad Street.
Okay,
Because
all
that's
right.
where Freddie Faccioli, our founder, he worked there, so we would practice upstairs.
But I think your debut performance was in that
Milo's.
Was it Milo's? It wasn't there on over on
Culver Ave.
Culver Ave.
It was Milo's before it became Temptations.
It was. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it was Milo's. It was not. I
Or-
thought it
or
was
wait,
Temptations.
no,
It was Temptations.
It was Temptations before
It was.
Milo's, yeah.
Yes.
You're older than me. So.
Listen, I can only tell you that I remember I was working at Rock 107 at the time, and that was a big night. It was a big promo night, and we all came out. And I remember I was there for that show.
Yeah.
And I remember the concept of a local band with horns in that year, which had to be about 1991.
92, I think
92.
it was. September of 92.
That was a big deal. They got so many people in the band. It's unbelievable.
Well, the buzz was going on for a long time because we must have rehearsed for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then we finally came out with the big production and everything. It blew us away that we had about 700 people in the place that night on a Wednesday night.
It was packed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I remember a band that was really popular back then too, the Alligators. You remember the Alligators?
Yes. Yep.
Before Classified came in. So.
Yeah, Alligators are all through the 80s because I
Yeah.
remember back in Mr. Ed, we'd be playing all the same Thruway Circuit clubs back then.
Yeah.
Alex Starr, Atlas, the Frogs, New York Flyers, 805.
Really great days of
Todd Holden,
live music and Todd Holden. And then, if you can, just as long as I have you here, just talk a little bit about some of the acts that you played with. Obviously, with Todd Holden, you guys played with legendary acts, and you have through your career around the country.
With Todd Holden, I played the biggest venues of my career. With the Beach Boys, we did a bunch of shows with them. We did a bunch of shows with the Kinks.
I'm going to see the Beach Boys. They're coming to the Turning Stone next weekend, I think, and I think we're going.
Which ones?
I don't know who's going to be playing, and is it Stamos who's been playing drums?
When we were,
I don't know if he's going to be. He still does, but you never know which show he's going to show up at.
When we played with them, he would show up off and on.
Yeah.
But he never played on any of the shows that we actually played with him on. He was on like the one the night before. He would be on the one the night after, something like that.
Yeah.
And so with Classified, we played with Earth, Wind, and Fire a couple of times. Maynard Ferguson, The Temptations, Eddie Money. I just can't even remember them all. It was a lot.
I wanted to also talk to you about the loss that while I was away, we had a couple of music losses. John Case and Paul Case and John Liebing.
Yes.
Two great musicians. Paul Case I didn't know well, but I knew John very well.
Yes.
What a loss for the area, and both to, I believe, cancer.
We tried to get John Liebing to join Mr. Ed back in the 80s, and he came in. He considered it, but I think, the luxurious travel arrangements that we had, which was Monk's minivan, Ford Econoline, I'm sorry, that's what it was. And I don't think he needed to cut and pay either. So he turned us down. But John's a legend around here. He's an institution, and it's hard to believe that there's not some place around here that he's playing tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be out every night, and his health really got in the way.
Yeah.
And then Paul Case.
Paul struggled for a long time.
Yeah.
And he shared his struggles publicly. And I kind of felt that was therapy for him to let people know how he's doing, and in hopes that it would eventually lead to some type of recovery. But unfortunately, cancer is just the kind of thing that it's like a dog at your ankles. It just doesn't let go of you.
It is. It's very sad.
Yes, it is.
And both way too young to exit. Way too young. So
absolutely.
Very sad. All right, we'll break and come back. It's 8:18 at WIBX.
Hey, Mark. I just stopped in to say hello, and whoa, the phones are ringing off the hook. Safe to say business is going well?
Yeah, word of mouth kept us afloat after we opened. Then there was a bit of a lull, but it finally feels like we've been getting a steady flow of new customers over the past few months.
What have you been doing? It definitely looks like it's working.
Thanks. We needed to be able to be found where people are searching, and today that means being found online.
How'd you pull that off? Sounds pretty complicated.
No, it was easy. I went to townsquarelocal.com to see how many people are searching for my services in the area. Then the experts at Town Square helped build my online presence, so my business could be found exactly when and where customers were looking.
That's amazing. Do you think they could help me too?
Absolutely. Go to townsquarelocal.com to find out.
Go to townsquarelocal.com for a local customer analysis that will show you how many Utica customers are searching for your services online. It's quick and easy. Get your business found online by visiting townsquarelocal.com today.
If you need a tractor that's small but mighty, Clinton Tractor has what you're looking for. The New Holland Workmaster 25S subcompact tractor is economical with deluxe comfort, and the simple two-pedal operation makes it easy to mow, load, dig, and grade. And qualified buyers can get low-rate financing on a New Holland Workmaster 25S. See them for details or at clintontractor.net.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Need a bed? Get a giant 85-inch flat screen TV or a beautiful Weber stainless steel grill at Mattress Express's grand opening of their newest superstore, New Hartford, Commercial Drive 4488, next to Pet Supplies Plus. Stop in, open 7 days a week.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
If you're looking for a new family doctor, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients right now. Whatever ails you, Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Kosminski, all there under one roof at the Falcon Clinic. And it is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. So that means while Dr. Shemaleski spent years in the ER, he's also an osteopath, which means there are things that you can do that your body can do to help you heal. And if you combine that with modern medicine, you're in a much better place. And in fact, you may be taking less medicine than you would otherwise. reach out to the Falcon Clinic. I know firsthand with my dad, who was having health issues over the last 3 or 4 months. Dr. Shemaleski has been instrumental in really just digging to the bottom and trying to figure it out in a thorough examination to try to figure out what was causing his pain. And the good news is my dad is on the road to recovery. Today, if you're looking for a new family doctor or you need help with something that you just can't figure out medically, call the Falcon Clinic. Musically, too, by the way. He's a guitarist. 315-507-4751. 315-507-4751. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Hey, I have no screen working here, just so you know. So I don't know what you have on the lines there. So Greeley Ford in studio. Our man Ben is in. And I'm waiting to see what I have on 2 blinking lines here. We're going to find out, though. Coming up. Coming up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Joanne. Also, we have 2 people on, right? Yes. So Joanne is on 3. See where I'm going. We're going to talk a little Blue Sox baseball. Little 1983. Think about it. We're going back. It is an anniversary. 2023, 1983. Joanne Gervais on the line right now. Joanne, good morning. Hi, Joanne. Are you there? Can you hear me? Let's see.
This is Jim.
Okay, I see. It's flipped. I see. Joanne is on 3. Stand by, Jim. We're going to take you in a second. I'll get through this morning. At about 9:01. Joanne Gervais, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Listen, I was there for these games and the rivalry with the Little Falls Mets and a name from the past, Bill Runciman back then.
Yeah.
What a year 1983 was for the Utica Blue Sox.
Absolutely. And Bill, I remember you very well from back then. You're doing your promotions. You're coming to the games.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
You were
something.
Still working the room back then.
Listen, you do what you have to do. But what a year, though. I mean, you had all this celebrity that was with Roger Kahn, and talk about that back in 1983.
Well, and also, if you remember, the owners, Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian Doyle Murray. The Murrays were always in Utica, and Roger Kahn. Well, the thing was, we were an independent team, and entering that year, our guys came from all over the country, and all of a sudden, we are in the running for a championship. We had our competition against the Mets, the Little Falls Mets, which was the big deal to beat them. I mean, I remember being out there, and you're right, Bill Runciman, who was the GM for the Little Falls Mets. And the funny thing is, here Roger Kahn had come to Utica. I met him at a league meeting, and we got him to come to Utica, and he was an owner. And he's writing a book about this team, and it turns out to be the Cinderella team that actually turned around and won the New York Penn League Championship that year and wrote a book about that story.
That was he couldn't ask for a better story, right? I mean, it all came together. It was incredible.
It was a story that you read, and it almost reads as a fairy tale, but it's a true story. And it was about that 1983 championship New York Utica Blue Sox baseball team. Unbelievable.
Really, really was. I want to bring in Jim Ruffing. Jim, you were there back in '83. Were you an official scorer or a stat keeper? What did you do back then?
No, I did almost everything. I was the bat boy there. I was the clubhouse guy, and I want to say hi to Joanne. I haven't seen her in a couple of years.
Am I listening to Boomer?
Yeah, and that's what they called me way back then. Like I was only 7 or 8 back then. So
was it 1983? I remember calling a game because I used to do the games on the radio as well. I remember it was Little Falls, Utica. We would do the games from, I guess it would be the press box at the time. The lights went out and the game was extended. Was that 1983, or was that after that?
It could have been. There was a lot of things that happened back in '83.
Joanne, what year was that? Do you have any recollection?
Is that when we turned off the lights to sing Happy Birthday to Eddie Wolf and the lights didn't come back on to delay the game?
I think that is exactly what happened, yeah. And the lights went off, but they wouldn't come back on. Yeah.
They didn't come right back on because they were the old lights and we had to delay the game.
Yeah, that was, that was especially when you're on the radio, it kind of felt like this morning. You're trying to, you're not going to throw it back to the studio. They just kept it out there, and we were trying to do happy talk for a while. The other thing is, both Joanne, whoever wants to take this, or Jim, the Blue Sox being an independent team, you would get players from all of, I believe, Major League Baseball. I don't know exactly how that worked, but ultimately it turned out you got some legendary Major League Baseball players before it was all said and done. Well, Larry Walker, I believe, was one, and there were others. I got to bring them up, but there were others that ended up going on and playing in Major League Baseball. That had
Larry Walker was a big name. Obviously Larry Walker, who was inducted into the Baseball
Hall of Fame
last year. Yeah, he was with us, and he. It's funny because he came to rehab with us, and he turned out to be a Hall of Famer. Yes, we're very proud of Larry Walker.
Yeah, that's really incredible, and he talked about those days in Utica. Joanne? What's your favorite memory of that year?
My favorite memory of that year, I believe, is when we got back to Utica after winning the championship out in Newark. We won the last game we played was out in Newark, New York. And that's when we won the game, and that's when we got I think almost reluctantly was handed over the trophy by the league. They just couldn't believe that we won it. We got back to Utica on buses coming back. Sherry Bowler, Congressman Bowler was with us, and he was an investor, and a few other people. And we got back to Renee Field, and everybody got out of the buses, and we were raising the trophy. But our team used to do a crazy thing when they would go to intimidate the other teams. They used to get on the field, if it was a rain delay or something, and they would do, put your right foot in, put your left foot out, put your right foot in, and you shake it out. Do you remember doing that, Boomer?
Yeah.
The guys used to stand in a circle and do that and celebrate. And they were in the middle of the field doing that celebration dance, and it was absolutely hysterical. But those guys were something else.
I really think there's a movie that could be written because and
without a doubt,
there is no doubt. I mean, you can add Bill Murray and Brian Doyle Murray. You add Roger Kahn. You have a future Hall of Famer. You had Morgana the Kissing Bandit. Talk about her.
Oh, Morgana.
Hey, Bill. Just to interrupt though, there's a great story about. Bill Murray, we were in Auburn, and he was sitting behind our dugout for the first couple innings, and he was having a couple beers and stuff, and then some people finally noticed him, and he says, well, I can't sit here. So he came into the dugout with us, and he was drinking beer during the games, and he used to send me to the concession stand and give him beers like every half inning. He goes, once we get out in the field, you need to go get me a beer.
That's so funny. And really, I mean, Murnane Field, Donovan Stadium now, is really a great playing surface, a great place to play baseball. It's still very active. Of course, the current Utica Blue Sox play there. But back then, there was not a lot of investment, Joanne, in the field, in the playing surface. In fact, any major leaguers that played there would always remember the fact that it was a tough place to play baseball.
Well, it was a tough place to play baseball because we didn't have any drainage. And I remember the outfield being so flooded that I called the city of Utica, DPW, and they came out with a big thing that drained the sewers. It sucked the water out of the sewers, and they actually brought that equipment over to clear out our outfield.
Yeah.
Joanne, do you remember we brought a helicopter in?
Yeah, I was in the helicopter. We brought the helicopter.
What was
We
that?
brought a helicopter in to dry off the field.
To dry off the field. I swear to God, there's a movie here. There's a movie.
How about
Just
the
hover.
The dirt pass. The dirt pass between the bases around second base. We used to have to burn it. We used to burn that.
We lit it on fire.
They would light it on fire. I'm telling you, it was. And meanwhile, you'd get the people coming in from Little Falls, the Mets, and they have this pristine playing surface. But that year it didn't matter. Playing surface didn't matter. The Utica Blue Sox won the New York Penn League in a legendary year.
Bill, the right field line was only 280 feet away, so it's like a pop-up was a home run. You know?
Yep. It was unbelievable. Jim, do you have a favorite memory of that time?
Well, I do have a favorite memory. There's so many in the 40 years. I can't believe I haven't talked to a lot of these guys, but one of them is that like three of the players used to they stayed at our house, and when I was a clubhouse guy, I used to go in around 7:30, start the laundry and stuff, and clean up, and then at the end of the games, I used to throw laundry in and then come home. And then one night I came home, there was like four players, and I didn't have any place to stay, so I had to sleep on the floor.
Wow,
we had like Ed Wolf, Don Jacoby, and Rocky Coyle all stay at our house. Because back then they didn't make a lot of money, and they were trying to save money. And my parents were like, "Oh, come and live with us." Like we only had 7 kids, and we needed 3 other people.
Yeah. It is. Go ahead, Joanne.
No, I was going to say the guys only made about $250 a month.
I was going to say that those players made nothing back then. I mean, a lot of them fresh out of high school, right? And they made nothing. So. It was. It really was quite the experience. By the way, somebody's asking because Morgana, the Kissing Bandit, was a part owner of the Blue Sox. What year was that?
1985.
In 1985.
Wow.
I believe I had a DJ service at the time, a wedding DJ service, and I used to do. And I know Joanne remembers this. I used to run promotions at the Blue Sox games where. You'd have to guess the year of the song, and you'd win some prize, and that's how I advertised my DJ service at the Utica Blue Sox games many years ago. Yep. So, and the other part of this, Joanne, if you can talk about, is what happened back then in 1983 was really the beginning of the end of an era, because baseball became minor league baseball, even single A short season minor league baseball became big business shortly thereafter.
Yes. I remember that the team was going to be leaving the franchise. I mean, they were going.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to get a group of investors together to purchase the franchise, which was about all I needed was $40,000.
Wow.
Okay. And, $40,000. And when Fowler came in, I think he only paid like $70,000, and he had like 22 partners there. So
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So. Then, right after that, it just started to go crazy. I mean, the Albany A's, when they sold, I think it was around '85 when they sold. They thought they hit the mark with $2.1 million, and then it just went crazy. So
yeah.
Untouchable.
So ultimately, the Little Falls Mets sold and moved out to Massachusetts, and then Cal Ripken, when the Fowlers sold. Cal Ripken was a part of that deal.
Cal Ripken, he was the major investor when he brought to Aberdeen rather.
Yeah.
And went with of course, his team, the Orioles, and that was the end of us. That was the end of the professional.
That was the end of an amazing era. And you think about it, you're walking around town just like with hockey today. You end up hanging with people that may very well end up in the Major League Baseball, and ultimately, who knows? Maybe even in Cooperstown, which we saw.
I have to tell one more funny story. The bus. Boom, do you remember the bus? Okay,
I remember.
We got a school bus. Okay, we got a school bus. I think out of New York City or something like that. So they purchased a school bus, a yellow school bus. So they were driving. Whoever was driving it up to Utica, and it got stopped on the thruway because it didn't have a school bus license, and we didn't know what to do. So we had we couldn't get a new bus. We said, well, what do we do? Well, an all-yellow bus can't be driving on the thruway. And we're like, well, we have to. We got to be driving on the thruway. So we painted the bus, half of it, the bottom half of it blue, and then the top half was yellow, and we got away with it.
Wow.
Well, I remember on that, it's like there wasn't enough seats, so all the trips I used to have to sit on equipment and way in the back.
Wow.
And
then just
all
think,
the equipment was...
just think about this. The Utica Blue Sox at that time were being bussed around in a school bus, not one of the tour buses that are out there, a school bus.
Luxury. No, not the luxury coaches
Yeah.
that you see. We had the yellow and blue bus.
That's so funny.
And Bill, one more thing quick, and just the thing is, we used to go to road trips to Niagara Falls, Batavia, and stay a few nights. But what they would do, they would take the school bus, they would drop me off with a roll of quarters at a laundromat and say, I'll be back in 4 hours to get you. So I had to do all the laundry and all the clothes for the players. And I was like only 14, 15 back then. So,
wow.
So I learned quick how to work.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Jeff, you want to add something? I see you up there. Anything you want to add?
Andrew said...
I don't know why that mic is not working, but for some reason, I got nothing on that mic. I don't know. Nothing on that mic. Can't hear it. Okay. I don't want. I know that there's a potential big announcement coming up about the '83 Utica Blue Sox, and they'd rather we not get into that part of it, so I won't. But I just think that what a story. I can't wait for the movie, Joanne and Jim. Can't wait for the movie.
As long as I could star in it, I would hope we could get one.
Well, Jim, you'd have to be the. I think you'd play Bill Murray. I think you could do that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Maybe his dad or something,
okay.
right?
All right. And Andrew, by the way, says hello this morning, Jim, as well. Joanne Gervais, Jim Ruffing, guys, thank you so much. And great memories from 40 years ago with the Utica Blue Sox.
Thank you very
for having
much.
us.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll break and come back, wrap it up here with Greeley Ford in studio. And if you're not doing anything Sunday, there's a big event happening out at Seven Beach. He's going to tell you all about that. Coming up at WIBX.
Girl Scouting builds the leaders of tomorrow throughout the Girl Scout leadership experience.
What is a leader?
To me, a leader is someone brave and is prepared and is trustworthy.
I demonstrated leadership by working with younger scouts and inspiring my class to collect items for our adopted platoon overseas.
The Girl Scout leadership experience enables girls to learn the 3 keys to leadership: discover, connect, and take action.
Want to be a leader? Join the Girl Scouts.
For more information, visit www.gsnypenn.org.
WIBX and Keeler in the Morning present Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy, the Laughs and Liberty Tour, coming to Utica's Stanley Theater. Fox News Channel's Naughty Stepchildren have teamed up for one very special night in Utica. Jimmy Fallon, Monday through Friday on WIBX, and Fox business host and former MTV VJ Kennedy, Saturday, November 11th at the Stanley Theater, Utica. Tickets available online at Ticketmaster.com. Sponsored by Keeler in the Morning on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My grandson always tells me I worry about him too much. Well, I was worried sick when he came home from Afghanistan. He came back wounded. It wasn't a wound you could see. It was post-traumatic stress disorder. My T felt like he didn't fit in anywhere. Then I heard about Wounded Warrior Project. I don't know what they do there, but my T is smiling again.
Many of our warriors return from the battlefield with post-traumatic stress disorder. Help support them at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Smits, and I'd like to talk to you about a screening. No, not a movie screening, but a screening test for colorectal cancer. It could save your life. Colorectal cancer is highly preventable, yet it is the second leading cancer killer of men and women in the U.S. But it doesn't have to be. Screening finds precancerous polyps so that they can be removed before they turn into cancer. So please, get screened for colorectal cancer. I did.
If you're 50 or older, get screened. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for caseworkers. The starting salary is over $51,500. Be part of the Oneida County caseworker team that makes a difference in our community every day. 35-hour work week, annual salary increases, plenty of room for advancement, and more. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com. That's OneidaCountyJobs.com. OneidaCountyJobs.com.
Stop overpaying for your furniture. You can get a house full of furniture at My Carl's right now for just $59 a month. That's a living room, a dining room, a bedroom, and a free mattress, only $59 a month. See my store for complete details.
Well, it happened about 12 years ago. I met Bill and Robin Monjo, who decided they were going to begin a new business. They were going to start a new business, real estate, and they were going to call it River Hills Properties. And I remember Bill and Robin both saying, but we're going to be different. The only way we can separate ourselves from everybody else, real estate agencies that have been around here for years, is to offer up services that we've seen around the country that are not offered here. And that's exactly what they've done. They created the book. Nobody else does that. Not here. 40 to 100 pages. It is the manual for the home. Every improvement, every update, every warranty, all listed with receipts, everything to back it up in the book. And it's given to every prospective buyer. So if you're thinking about making an offer, you have all of the information professionally bound, and it's right there in the book. Pretty amazing piece of a tool to assist people. And then if you purchase the house, it becomes a manual for the home. You have it, everything all organized right there. Lockbox, they don't use the lockbox. Your listing agent, every time the house is shown, is right there to answer questions, to make sure the lights are on, to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Just a little bit of what they do differently, which has helped them grow to be the number one local real estate agency in the area, non-affiliated local real estate agency in the area, number one. And overall, everybody, chains included, they're number two. That in 10 years, pretty great accomplishment. And several listing agents work with, over 30 today, work with River Hills Properties and Bill and Robin Monjo. If you're looking to sell your home or a property, you want to have a listing agent and a real estate agency that's going to do extra, that's going to work hard for you, because everybody makes a commission. The question is, what are they willing to do? It's River Hills Properties in Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica. Sit down with them and make the decision. River Hills Properties, online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it's 8:45. Great talking to Jim and Joanne and talking about those great years with the Utica Blue Sox. And man, I have to say that when I worked with them, we would travel and do a lot of the away games, and we would go all over the place, all over the state and outside the state as well, covering New York Penn League baseball. It was pretty awesome. On the line right now, in studio, we'll talk more with Greeley about Sunday's event, Classified, a show. Just give it a big plug before I talk to the county executive.
I have to pitch before the county executive.
You're going to pitch before Tony Pacini, yes.
All right. Yes, Classified is getting together for the Dead Man Walking Tour.
Is that what we're calling it?
One show at Harpoons this Sunday afternoon from 2 to 6 p.m. We have a lot of surprises, some old members, some new members, and some additional members. So it should be fun.
That's 2 p.m. on Sunday out at Harpoon Eddie's.
Yes, sir.
County Executive Anthony Pacini on the line right now. County Executive, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to Greeley. It's good to hear my old friend. I haven't talked to him in a little while.
Hey, T, how you doing, man?
Good. How's it going, bud?
It's going great, brother. I talked to Kevin Revere. He finally stopped ghosting me, so
oh, that's good.
Listen, I had somebody yelling at me earlier in the week that I did a commercial for the Turning Stone, which wasn't a commercial, talking about everything that they announced. I don't know how you don't get excited about the announcement that they have made, the investment that they've made up to this point, and now going forward for the next 30 years. Pretty impressive, Tony.
Well, it is, and I hear the same thing sometimes, unfortunately. But you have to look at, last weekend was the celebration of 30 years, and we still talk about this, and I know it gets, some say maybe it's overkill, but where would we be, without that entity over the last 30 years in terms of tourism, in terms of entertainment, mostly in terms of jobs and economic impact, and that's really made the difference. But clearly the investment that they're looking at going forward is unbelievable, and it's really spectacular when you look at all of the pieces that are coming together, and the fact that to believe that they are adding nearly another 300 hotel rooms tells you what is happening out there and what continues to happen, and I think that's there's not a negative to look at in this community when it comes to that. I think that what we've done in the partnership and the things that we're doing, we're partnering with them again next year, as we did in the past on hockey with the USA, with the IHC, and the USA women's gold medal competition. I mean, so there's so much happening, and it's really what has made us, a centerpiece of tourism in upstate New York.
$370 million investment, and they're not doing it with state money. That's pretty impressive, right?
That is pretty. While they're still, contributing significantly to the state and the county, in addition to what the economic impact. They had the Oxford University's tourism group come in and do the. You saw it, the economic impact, which is tremendous. And it's something that, when you look at the multipliers, and that's what we look at when we do economic development, we're always looking at multipliers. What is the cost of the build out, and how does that translate into jobs and impact? And then once the doors are open, what happens next? It's all there.
And the fireworks display the other night was.
That was
like we've never seen. You might have seen it on TV or at Disney. I don't even think I've seen one like that at Disney, to be honest.
That's what somebody else told me. They said they're not. I've never been to Disney, but somebody told me they have never seen that, even the Disney display.
Yeah, and for fireworks, Disney has always been the leader. They do fireworks several times every day, several times a day, at night, depending on the park that you're in. And I don't think I think this was more impressive than their displays. That's pretty big to accomplish. So very impressive. And then and beyond that, the areas where they have invested also, whether we're talking about Bridgeport or Chittenango or Sylvan Beach, that's also a big investment. I mean, seeing what they've done at Sylvan Beach has allowed everybody to up their game over there. That place, Sylvan Beach, is shiny and brand new right now. It's really come a long way.
Well, I think all the way around in Sylvan Beach, between the Cove, what they built out in that area with the Cove and the housing or the cabins, however you want to call them, they're really more than that, with boats and such. But I think your other statement there, and I said this, I think the other day when we were out there last Friday, they have made us all up our game, and that's a good thing. And that's what we should do. And it just bodes well for everything we're doing, and it bodes well for attraction of other jobs and other growth. I mean, if you look around that room and both events, I mean, a lot of businesses that do business and that are supportive because it's an attraction to bring people here too.
Next thing I want to hit on is the plans moving forward for St. Luke's. I believe it was Friday, they were at 100 days. Friday morning was 100 days to the day that the move will occur in October at MVHS. So what do we do next with St. Luke's?
Well, I mean, we've put out two. We've worked, working with the hospital system and with Mohawk Valley Edge. We put out two RFPs. One that will look at, the feasibility and the costs of the overall structures, what they're worth, if there is worth, and what it's going to cost to, assuming demolition on most of those structures or the main pieces, because of the age and because of the just the facilities that are not of use in any other means. So we'll take a look at what those cost structures look like, and the second RFP is to look at a master plan of that parcel. That's a 53-acre parcel that is in a prime location. Obviously, it has been for the hospital, but it's even more so now with the hospital gone. That that corridor could be it could be a variety of things.
Yeah.
And the RFP designates that the developers that reply give us 3 different scenarios of it. So we're not just looking at one piece. Show us a mixed use that can incorporate residential. It can incorporate retail. It can incorporate industry of some sort or business in that regard. And how do we subdivide and clear up a parcel that is, at a prime intersection across from Utica University, near a commercial hub. You got Home Depot, Shenatries, and other businesses just down the road. So you've got a lot of potential there. That's a great site. It's a little bit. It's a little different than the St. Elizabeth site, because St. Elizabeth can be more of a residential piece, So we've got, 2 prime sites that are really needed, for future development.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're looking at here.
All right. And then the announcement that happened in Rome, Human Technologies, and the new housing. Talk about that if you could.
Well, I think, anytime we talk about more housing, we're talking about we're headed in the right direction. And especially, with the focus on some of our veterans that have struggled and really need, some further assistance. But, housing of any type and mixed use as well, or mixed, pieces in terms of income levels and such are important. That's a nice location. Looks really, it's a huge investment by HTC. We worked with them for a number of years as well, and the mayor's done a great job in positioning that site. So, like I said, whenever we're talking, we put out, I talked about a month ago, we put out another RFP to look at housing assessment and needs, and this, fits in that realm. I mean, we have to look at different housing measures throughout, and it's not just in one area of the county. It's got to be everywhere.
Yeah. No doubt. It's got to be everywhere, and that's a big plus for South Rome, no doubt. A lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Boy, this whole month has been jam packed. It's just been weekend after weekend, which anybody that says there's not much to do here is really out of touch. I mean, we've had so many different events from the 4th of July on.
Yeah.
It's just been spectacular, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, this weekend, Honor America Days, and
the Oneida County Fair, Boonville Oneida County Fair.
I was
wrapping
at the
up
fair.
this weekend.
We were at the fair. We were at the fair last night again. I was there Tuesday night as well. I mean, the fair had a nice crowd last night, and I think the tractor pull is today, and there's
it's a big deal. Yeah,
other big deal. So there's a lot to be. And then of course Greeley and
Greeley on Sunday. That's the big. I mean, Tony,
how bigger does it get?
That is the grand finale.
How bigger does it get?
No doubt about it.
It'll be big. There'll be tons of fun on that stage.
All right. All right. Tony, enjoy the weekend.
Okay.
County Executive Anthony Pacini.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks so much.
See you, Tony.
Really take care, bud. Take care, bud.
And then so 2:00. 2:00 on Sunday, the big show.
2:00, classified Harpoon Eddies on the beach.
Great to have you in here, Greeley. We appreciate it. Anything you want to leave us with?
It's been great seeing everyone, and it's great to see how well the area is doing, and makes us proud.
I said the other day with this change in temperature, if this continues, they're saying this is going to be the hottest July on record in the world, in the history of the world, I guess, as far as we go back. I don't know how long we've been studying the temperature of the history of the world, but apparently we've been doing it.
Or manipulating the data.
That could be possible. But I have to say, upstate New York is looking better and better.
It is.
You don't have that. The heat in Florida, I don't know how you can stand it down there, really.
Well, like I said, you go inside by 9 o'clock or so, and if you do go outside, it's to go to the pool or to go to the ocean. And speaking of the water temperature, there was talk about that earlier.
Like 100 degrees.
My watch measures a water temperature.
Yeah.
And it was the warmest it's been in the ocean for me. Now, we're in Daytona Beach, has been about, I think it was like 89.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that's incredible, though.
Yeah. And it's
warmer than my pool. I pay to get it to that temperature.
Our pool sometimes is like 90, 91, and it feels like bath water.
Yeah. Crazy.
All
right. Well, it's great having you in. Thank you. We greatly appreciate it. I want to tell you a couple things before we go. Move to Mazda sales event with Ricky Z. If you're looking for, I drive a Mazda. Love my CX-9. You should check them out. Take a drive. These are great vehicles. And the buying experience with Rick and everybody over at Steve Ponte Mazda is just a pleasant, much different buying experience. 2.9% APR financing right now up to 36 months on any new 2023 Mazda CX-30, CX-5, or CX-50. And you can enjoy 0% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-9s. It's the Move to Mazda sales event from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. And we'll remind you the official coffee of this program is Daylight Donuts coffee in New Hartford. It's Seattle's best. And from lattes, over 14 different flavors. Iced coffee today, you can take advantage of that. It's going to be hot. You need to stay hydrated and cool. Daylight Donuts can help. And, of course, fresh donuts and fresh bagels every single day. The drive-thru, very fast. You're in and you're out and you're on your way to wherever it is that you have to go. So if you're looking for a great cup of coffee, it's Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. All right, that's. Do you have a 10-second ID queued up there? Anybody? Jeff's going to take care of it. All right, back here on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Classified documents case against President Biden. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump posted that on social media, calling the new charges against him ridiculous, with more counts added to the case against him for the classified materials seized from his Florida resort.
He's now formally accused of asking a Mar-a-Lago staff member to erase camera footage in an attempt to obstruct the probe into classified documents that wound up at the Palm Beach resort. In addition, Carlos de Olivero becomes the third man named in the indictment. He's charged with making false statements in an interview with the FBI. De Olivero is ordered to face a judge Monday in Miami.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The former president also calls this election interference at its highest level. And he may have a lot to say about it tonight in Iowa, when, as Fox's Jill Nato reports, the front runner in the 2024 White House Republican race will appear at the same event with his rivals for the first time.
13 GOP presidential candidates are on the bill for tonight's Lincoln dinner in Des Moines, Iowa. The only major candidate not appearing is former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who's focusing on the early primary state of New Hampshire.
Christie has been the fiercest Trump critic in the GOP race, calling him a liar and a coward. It's another really hot day, with alerts up from Arkansas and Alabama to Minnesota, over to New England, down to North Carolina.
More than half of Americans right now are under some sort of heat advisory or warning, and that is putting power grids across the country to the test. The good news is, so far, they're holding up.
That's Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble. We just got an update on the economy the day after we found out it's growing more than expected. Consumer spending rose 0.5% last month from May, and a new gauge of inflation the Fed monitors closely shows price rises are slowing. Year-over-year inflation was 3% in June. That's the smallest increase since March 2021. America's listening to Fox News.
Greetings, Sebastian Gorka here. For years, I've mentioned